Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is the 7th day of August in the year of our curse, 2016. My name is Eric Peters, and joining me today is Tom, probably still Jack Grant Reagan.
Hey, guys.
I hear no difference.
It's the same guy right there. Jack Tom.
Hello.
Jess, Rug Munchier, something or other last name.
Yep.
Yeah. And Dan the Troglodyte Curtis.
Hello.
You sound quite sophisticated for having a Cro-Magnon forehead.
That's too complicated a word for a Sunday.
You did sound sophisticated there.
Hello.
Channeling your inner Jack Grant.
Don't mind my protruding brow.
I feel like we brought Jack down to our level by the end.
I feel like he was just halfway through the show, he just slumped back in his chair and drool started coming out.
That's what happens to me.
But we were
Obviously.
convinced, Tom, that it was actually you and that you'd pulled a long con. We were just waiting for the end of the show for you to go.
I've still
Gotcha.
had no evidence
That's
to the
great.
contrary. So
It's true.
Because
That would
you
be-
seem... Go ahead.
I was going to say that would be like a Link Between Worlds twist right there.
Oh, yes.
yeah, it's not much of a twist then.
Oh, you shut up.
Are you kidding me?
We've been through this.
I think Dan's just saying it wasn't a twist
He's
because
salty.
he's an idiot. And he doesn't want to admit that we were all right.
No, you're never right.
Yeah.
You've only been ever right about Rogue Galaxy, and that's it.
And...
Yes,
And there's another
Yes.
game.
there isn't.
There is...
Oh, yes. Murder on the Eurasia Express. That's got to be it, right?
I think that's it. I'm a bit fuzzy on the title, but we'll go with Murder on the Eurasia Express. Have we found out if we can actually get our hands on a copy of that?
Yeah, it must be that around there somewhere. Must be up on the old internets.
I mean, it's Japanese exclusive, but wasn't it published by Enix?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be great.
Surely somebody's done a translation.
Well, there's an
I hope so.
ISO here. We could get the ISO, and we could actually play it.
I think we should one day. We talked about it enough.
Do you guys ever play back in... well, Eric, you probably haven't because you never used to play Pokemon, but when Pokemon Gold and Silver came out, I always remember somebody had the Japanese version and completely translated it into English, and it came out about 6 months before it did officially over here. And I remember playing it before it actually came out. It's really good.
Wow.
Get you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I know.
That's
I
called
just
piracy.
remember that. I know.
Coming
Everybody
from
did
the
piracy
guy-
back in the day. Everybody
No.
had a chip. Everybody had a chipped PlayStation.
No, everybody. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
couldn't come across a person who didn't, because guess what? I didn't. I supported my hobby with cash dollars.
I think that it was, like, too scary.
No, it was just Dave on the corner. He'd solder a chip into your back
There
of
was
your PlayStation.
always somebody at your dad's work doing these games.
It always was someone.
Take you around back, he'd open up the trench coat and just solder a chip into your PlayStation.
It's not all he'd solder.
Ooh.
Oh, Jess, Jesus Christ.
Just lowering
We're
the
starting
tone.
early.
Come on.
No, I didn't like that.
Your new lifestyle has really taken a toll on you, huh?
Yeah, taking a dump.
I mean, Jess is into that too, I guess.
As well as the
Well,
Rug Munchieri.
As well as flushing your keys down the toilet.
Oh my god.
Jess, you'll be happy to know that I've done that as well.
Did you ever get them back?
Oh, I had to. They were my only set of car keys.
How
He
did they
went
get
down to
like,
the sewers and explored until he
but
Yeah,
where was
yeah.
this?
This was at a Kmart.
Or you just reach down the U-bend.
Imagine somebody walks into the toilets and you just have your arm down it, just wave at them, go hello.
Well, what kind of bathrooms do you shit in over there? Do they not have doors on the
Yeah, but
stalls?
imagine you don't bother with that. You just crack on.
I was shitting in the urinal. just sitting there.
I've seen somebody doing that once on a night out. It was quite special.
So, Jess, it is possible, being a sitter, to drop your keys in the toilet.
That makes me feel better.
Why do you have keys out?
Well, just in case I needed to make a quick getaway. I plugged the shitter, gotta go.
Does your car come to you if you press the key button?
Oh no, but I need to be ready. I sprint out, key in hand. I actually put the key between my knuckles so I can cut anyone that gets in my way.
Okay.
But no, what happened was I had this.
Washing your hands?
No, of course not.
So just pause to wash your hands before making a quick getaway.
So I was in this habit a long time ago of I would put my keys in my back pocket and leave the key fob dangling out just so I could grab it quick. Great for pickpockets. I mean, if anybody wanted to steal my car back then, it would have been awesome. So when I took my trousers down and sat down, the wallet had loosened the keys a little bit. So when I pulled them up, they were just teetering on the edge and they fell in. And you can imagine the wonder that was in that pot that I had to reach through.
Oh, dude.
No.
And
we're not having that. No.
I did it. I had to make that split-second decision because I'm thinking, great, it's a key fob, it's electronic. I can't afford to get this replaced. So I just grabbed it right out.
So it was just like the scene out of Trainspotting when he climbs into the
except
toilet.
without the full acid trip.
Swimming through.
And my thought process was incorrect because I grabbed it out of the water. It was all, if it would have been destroyed, it would have been destroyed instantly. But my thought was I can grab it quick enough where it won't get that wet. And then I immediately took it to the sink and ran it underwater. So
I would still replace all of them keys.
Yeah, that's great.
Like immediately.
The fob didn't work though, did it?
it worked.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I walked around the store for a while to let it air out and dry out before I pressed any of the buttons.
God damn.
How did yours happen?
So
Exactly the same.
had like my cell phone with me because I have like a cell phone wallet case, whatever. And then I had my key and my key fob. And I only have those two on my keychain because of my Saturn, my first Saturn, my Ion. It had a bunch of recalls because people were dying because the car would just turn off when people were driving.
Oh, great.
And so they said, only keep your key and your key fob on a keychain. Don't put any other keys on it.
Well, yeah,
so
that's just standard for any car.
so I had just the key and the key fob. And if I had all of my keys, I don't think this would have happened. But I went to the washroom. And so I was holding my phone.
Yeah, the washroom.
The shitter.
I went to the Lavarotti.
Excuse me, where's the restroom?
I gotta squeeze out a huge turd. I had me a bucket of KFC a little bit ago.
American Tom's the best.
So, yeah, I had it in my hand. And then I went pee, turned around to flush the toilet, and I think my phone was slipping. So I don't know if I sacrificed my keys or what.
Wait.
But my keys just fell into the toilet as it was flushing.
Hold on. Let me ask a follow-up question. 2 questions, first of all. Well, one is more of a comment of I don't believe you that it was just pee.
Why?
2, did you have your keys in one hand and your phone in the other? Like you just sat down to take a crap with things in your hand?
She likes to gamble.
Yeah.
Like you just sat down and held your hands up at boob height and just holding this stuff. You're like, boy, I hope this doesn't fall in. And then when you turned around, the phone started slipping out of your left hand. Because I imagine that was in your left hand. And you went, this is slipping. I better throw the keys in the toilet so I can grab my slipping phone with my other hand. Is that how it happened?
Exactly.
See, the best part about this is if you were standing away from the toilet at a respectable distance like a normal person, then this wouldn't have happened.
Now, wait, you clearly had to turn around to have this fall in. So, like, you stood up and then turned around?
Yeah, to flush the toilet.
Why didn't you put your phone away?
What kind of
Where would I
backwards
put
country
it?
do you live in that doesn't have automatic flushing toilets?
What kind of female are you? Do you not have a bag?
That's why I didn't bring my bag with me. I just have my phone
Every
and my
girl
key.
brings a bag everywhere with them.
Don't you have a purse?
Yeah, but I
Isn't there
a
have my
shelf?
phone wallet as a more convenience factor.
Don't you have a pocket to put your keys in at least? Like, I know phones are a little big, but a pocket to put keys in?
Have you ever looked at girl pants pockets?
Well, yeah, they're big enough for at least a tube of chapstick and some car keys.
Yes, there's many a time when the girls go by, I look at their pockets and I think,
But
wow.
then they'll fall out of your pockets.
They're tight enough to keep them in.
No, they're tight enough so they pop out. It's happened before. I have lost a phone in the toilet because it was in my back pocket.
Well, I'm not talking about putting your phone in there. You could have your phone in your left hand with a tighter grip and then your keys in your tight pocket.
Well, no, I was holding them both. Because
How
there's
did you
nowhere to
even
put
get
them
here?
down. So you just hold
There's
it.
like no shelf to set your valuables in the shitter?
No.
Man, you guys got to step your public
What
restroom
kind
game
of
up.
fancy place do you go to?
A shelf.
Yeah. Like our stall doors have hooks so you can hang up your coats.
Oh my
But
god.
sometimes you don't have hooks. And like I've had to pee multiple times like holding my purse. It's just what
Just
you
set
have
it on
to
the
do.
floor.
I wish there were hooks. Hooks is a great idea.
That's so gross.
There should be
You want to try
hooks.
going in the gents' loos, Jess? It's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
9
Just
times
like
out of 10, that floor is covered in piss.
There's an inch of piss on the floor.
Yeah.
And the seat.
Ugh.
And the seat.
And quite more often than not, somebody just hasn't bothered flushing.
But then, so it happened, and I didn't know what to do. So I like left the stall, and I was like trying to call Andrew to see if he had an extra key on him that he could just drive up.
And you were just going to leave your keys in the toilet.
I couldn't see them; they had like disappeared.
Under
And then
all the
I was
poop.
Shit. And then someone came in, and they were gonna go into that stall, and I was like, no, don't go in there. And then I was like, oh my god, she's gonna think I like took a huge shit and it didn't flush, and I like it's like I flushed my keys. And then I went to
Oh.
one of the girls at the front and see if they had like a hanger that I could like try to fish them out. And she was like, I don't know what to do. I've never had this happen before. No. Like, no one does this. So she called the manager, and the manager was like, they're probably gone. And she had told like all of the other cashiers at this point. So like everyone knew that I flushed my keys down the toilet. And then the manager said, oh, I'll call the plumber, but he probably won't come in until Monday because they're really slow, and just leave me your name and number and I'll call you if we can find them, but chances are they're gone. And I said, yeah, probably. I'm like, but
Wow. Well done,
just
Jess.
letting you know, so that I pictured someone going in there flushing the toilet and then just like it flooding everywhere.
So you don't know for a fact that you physically flushed them. They just went down into the tube.
No, like as I flushed the toilet, they fell. And so they went,
So
That's
you
not
didn't
straight
get them
down.
back.
no.
Oh.
No,
I
man.
don't mean
I
to
had
panic you at
to.
all. But
Friggin-
chances are that guy who jacks it outside your house has been down in the sewers looking for them,
I know.
and he's just emerged triumphantly, covered in shit, holding them keys aloft, and he's coming right now to your house.
But he can even get into my car, so it's fine.
Well, then he could use your garage door opener and get into your house.
Who do you think I am, Fancy Pants? I don't have a garage or a garage opener.
Wow. And you paid $300,000 for that house?
Oh, no, my new house I do.
Oh.
But not this one.
My new house.
My new house.
Upgrade me.
But,
Air
yeah.
towers.
I had to call Uber for a half an hour ride to go to Andrew's work to pick up a spare house key to get into my house to get my spare car key. Then I had to wait for my parents to drive
Oh,
up.
this is like playing on banjo.
Yeah. was crazy. And then my parents came up, dropped me off, and then I was able to get into my car.
So based on the inconvenience of this situation, let's revisit our conversation about put your keys in your pocket.
Girls' pockets are stupid.
So wear boy pants.
But that doesn't make my butt look good.
There are some really tight boy pants out there.
Truth.
Are you Rogering a desk?
Somebody just fell over.
Yeah.
I thought someone was playing with marbles.
No, my power cord fell out.
My God.
So what's it made of?
Get
Rocks?
over it. My life is ridiculous.
We'll just chalk it up to the shittiness of 2016.
Yup.
It still has yet to, like, personally, physically hit Dan. It's hit him in a roundabout way.
Yeah, it's getting there. I was honestly half expecting the plane to Australia to go down in flames. So.
Jesus.
God.
Oh, God.
I mean, Tom suffered a pretty massive downward dick punch yesterday, but
God, yeah.
that's just blows me away that
Yeah, he had to let Jeeves go. That was it.
Yeah.
The first time ever he's had to prepare his own food and wipe his own backside.
I just got the fine through and I was like, but I don't have this much money.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. So, who knows what I'm
Lawsuit,
gonna have to do.
son.
Oh, yeah. Bust out your American t-shirt, march right on into that there prosecutor's office. Go, I'm gonna fucking sue you.
You
Problem
ever
is
sue
I'd
the
have-
people when you went arse over tit off your unicycle, Eric?
I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem is I'd have to sue the UK government and I don't think I'd win.
I don't know, like, they're pretty idiotic.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
That's true.
It's Tom versus Boris.
Oh, Boris.
Oh, God. That fucking clown. It's all his fault.
He's gonna be the next prime minister.
Maybe. God help
I
us.
think anybody's got a chance now.
Even you?
Even Ronnie Pickering might have been for a chance.
His slogans would be the best. His big campaign signs. You know who I am? I'm fucking Ronnie Pickering.
I watched that video again like about 2 weeks ago. I just increases.
Such a good video.
I just love the guy. He just goes, "Who? Who?
Ronnie Pickering for PM. Who? Fucking Ronnie Pickering.
Who's that?
Me.
I love how his girlfriend's just sat there completely just not caring, like as if he does this all the time.
This is just Ronnie being Ronnie. Just texting
great.
her French. Fucking Ronnie.
Classic.
God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, 2016. I'm sure it'll get better.
Well, it's going to next week.
Is that a beautiful segue into No Man's Sky?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, shit have been done.
yes, this week No Man's Sky is released. Whoa.
I can't tell you how long it's been since I've actually been excited about a game as much as I am for No Man's Sky.
It feels like something special.
It does, and I'm a little disappointed that there's been so much negative press around it recently because of the idiots that bought the $1,300 pre-release copies and are trying to spoil things.
$1,300.
Yeah, somebody spent $1,300 to get it 2 weeks before it releases.
Apparently, a bunch of stores were breaking street date on it.
Shit.
And
They usually do, though. I mean, this happens like sometimes when you order things online. Like when I got Metal Gear Solid 5 about 4 years before you guys.
Yeah.
well, even as early as Monday or Tuesday, there were stores in New York that were breaking street date, and some of the publications out there were running around getting review copies of it.
Is it out tomorrow?
No, it's out Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm not sure if it's releasing on the same date over here.
August 9th.
Yeah, 9th.
Huh.
I think it's, even if it ends up being not as good as we hope, we kind of really only have ourselves to blame about it, or blame for that, because the developer didn't really come out and promise all these grandiose things. He could have very easily gone full-on Peter Molyneux here and just made all of these insane promises about this game. But since it was first announced, he's just kind of been tight-lipped, and he lets the gameplay talk for itself. He's like, here's what we're doing, here's what we hope we're going to be doing. This is the game we want to put out.
What I like about it, though, he hasn't actually shown too much of it as well. I mean, there's gameplay footage, but you don't really know that much about it.
I have not watched a single video outside of any of the trailers shown at E3.
Wow.
Me neither.
Because I want to go into it with that hype that I've generated for myself based on what I initially saw. Because I think watching too many videos and reading too many reviews and impressions just destroys your personal take on a game. You start to look at a game through somebody else's eyes instead of your own.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the same with films nowadays as well, because, like, particularly with the superhero films, by the time it's come out, they've had about 5 trailers and you've seen most of the film.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. Like, Suicide Squad just came out, and I feel I've seen a lot of that film.
I hear
already.
is hot garbage.
Apparently.
I've heard it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, but it also wasn't good.
Yeah, but it has Margot Robbie.
So?
That's true.
Even Jess understands.
It's true. My name is Rug Muncher now. Gotta live up to it.
That's Rug Muncher. Yeah, get it right.
Sorry.
So, are you guys all picking up No Man's Sky?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Jess, you don't have a PS4.
PC.
It's not out for PC.
Isn't it?
It won't be out till
Aren't you-
Friday.
Oh.
They pushed it to the 12th. Global PC release date of the 12th.
I thought it was only
then
coming for
that-
PS4 first.
No. Well, technically for 5 days or 4 days it is. Oh, wait, no. It's coming out on Xbox One, isn't it? Yeah.
No,
No?
I don't think so. I'm
No,
sure it's
an
PS4.
It's an exclusive.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And you're not getting it, Tom?
No.
He has no money.
It's financial.
Yeah.
I'm in debt, so don't know.
True.
Jeeves, to the back of the settee.
I mean, you could go stand on the corner or the back alley and solder some chips into some PlayStations.
Exactly.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes. Yeah, I'll let you deduce what it means.
Before all of this, though, I did pre-order Final Fantasy 15, so that's I've got that to look forward to.
Ooh.
Yeah, as long as it's good. I'm worried it won't be good.
I'm worried you're an idiot because it's going to be awesome.
Well, how would you know that, Eric?
Because
Final
he's watched
Fantasy.
all the trailers.
I've played
No, you haven't.
the Disguise demo. You played it at my house.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
even that was good, and that was like 2 years ago.
It was good. But they had problems where it was being rewritten and stuff since that demo. So
I'm not too worried about
I'm just
it.
a little bit concerned, but I think it's still going to be at least
I
a
think
good game.
people are going to have to take off the nostalgia glasses for that one because it's obviously such a stark departure from other
Yeah.
Final Fantasies. But I always say this, every Final Fantasy has its own type of combat. Like,
Yeah.
even, obviously you've got the ATB stuff, but even on every single game where that's been in, it's been different.
True.
Like, on Final Fantasy X, you can swap out the characters and
Which
stuff.
I love.
Well, look at how different 7 and 8 were in terms of combat. It was still menu-based, but you had materia versus the draw system.
And then 9 was kind of, you had some kind of standard leveling with the ability to actually equip abilities, which you learned from your weapons, I think. Then obviously 10 had the active time battle system where you could swap out. 10-2 had the dress spheres with the where you could attack while enemies were attacking, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy 12 went like full MMO kind of style with completely flexible combat.
So before you go too much further, let's talk about 10-2 for a minute. I know we talk a lot about that, but that battle system is one of the best battle systems in Final Fantasy.
I agree with that. I think it's fantastic.
And the dress spheres, awesome.
Did you ever get the mascot dress sphere?
I did not.
It's really complicated to get. You have to get episode complete on every single thing in Chapter 5. And if you've missed one tiny little thing throughout the entire game, then you don't get it.
Ugh, nope, not my thing.
I'm probably about 30 hours in on Final Fantasy X on the Vita.
Oh, nice.
And really enjoying that. I've not completed 10 before.
Have you not?
I always got pretty far and then I just stopped. But yeah,
all I'll say is have a box of tissues ready for the end.
It's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough I need to know. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I love the battle system. It's actually my favorite battle system from all the Final Fantasies.
Have you gotten to the little blue shoe puff guy?
Right,
Right, shoe puff.
Oh yeah. The last thing I did was I defeated
Impossible.
one of.
Love that guy.
Underrated.
Yeah.
He needs his own spin-off immediately called Ride the Shoe Puff.
Ride the shoe puff. Oh, here he is. He's so funny. Anyway, go ahead, Tom. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying that I just defeated another version of Maester Seymour, and
I saw cool them fights.
And yeah, it's the one where the strategy guide said that it was one of the hardest bosses in the game, and I did die a few times, but...
Was it on Mount Gagazet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one where he starts sucking out your health, isn't it?
Yeah. And he does this thing where he, first of all, he puts you in zombie form, and then instantly casts life on you. Yeah. So you have to cast haste straight away, so you can try and give yourself a holy water before he does that. And yeah, I just had to do a lot of grinding for it.
There's another fight later on. Well, actually, I won't spoil it, but I remember by the time I'd got to the end, because when you get to the end, it completely opens out and you can do like mega leveling and stuff. My characters were so strong, I just blitzed through the entire ending. Literally, I killed the last boss with one hit.
Whoa.
I did something similar because I was so playing through that I was a little annoyed that it wasn't open world. Yeah. So when it got to the point where it's open world, I'm like, I want to go back and visit all these places.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, Tom, when you get to the monster arena bit, that's where it really opens up.
Is that where you can get farm lots of spheres and stuff?
Yeah. And,
okay, cool.
You unlock gradually stronger monsters, like some of them are ridiculous, and then you can kill them to get your ultimate weapons and stuff. And no, not your ultimate weapons, like better accessories, like things that break the HP limit and stuff like that. And it's just great.
Tom, have you gotten to the infamous laughing scene yet?
Yeah, he's past that.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was past that.
I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a interview that was released earlier this week that actually talked about that exact thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's interesting because the interviewer basically asked, did you realize how awkward and terrible this was? And everybody for a long time attributed it to the fact that it was just poor translation. And just things didn't quite match up. And I thought it was
the game designer. He said he had been taking acting classes where they have to do fake laughs.
Yeah.
And that's what it was inspired by.
Well, the other thing, too, that I thought was really interesting based in that interview was that a lot of the script had to be rewritten because of the way that this game was designed. So typical, if you watch an anime that's been dubbed in English, they don't really try super hard to match up what they're saying with the mouth movement. Sometimes it'll carry over, sometimes it won't be quite as long, and people just don't really care. However, the way that Final Fantasy X was designed is that a lot of the key segments were cued off of the mouth movements. So as soon as the mouth movement started, that's when it queued up the audio, and when it ended, that's when the next piece queued up. So if the mouth movement didn't line up exactly down to like the millisecond with when you stopped speaking, it would cause the game to crash. So the voice actors were talking about how difficult this was, and it was just very trying to make sure that you said everything in this short amount of time. So a lot of the script had to be rewritten for that exact purpose. But the developer said it was that laughing scene was just as awkward in Japanese. So it wasn't a translation issue. It's like, we knew it was awkward there. It was awkward here. It was nothing other than awkward.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's just bizarre. That's really interesting. I remember when I first played
that
10,
T-shirt.
and then
We need one.
right,
Keep calm and ride issue buff.
I hate
That would
those,
only be better if on the back it said Impossible.
I hate that keep calm and whatever type stuff, but that's probably the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Anyway,
Is this-
sorry, Tom.
No, I was just saying that I remember when I first played 10, and I loved the voice acting. I thought it was really cool that voice acting had finally come to Final Fantasy. But it did feel a little bit stunted when people spoke. And that exactly to your point when he was saying that they had to fit their lines in to match the mouth movements and stuff. Because like even some of the ways that when Waka delivers his lines, he just kind of sounds so quick when he delivers it, and the same with Riku as well. It's just a bit. It doesn't sound like all the actors are in the same room.
Well, and you can definitely tell, knowing that now, that okay, there was more to some of these conversations that just had to be cut.
Yeah, because it's
So
so
for
many.
the time, it was pretty damn impressive.
Well, and that kind of, I was going to try to tie something in with talking about No Man's Sky and kind of the hype surrounding it, and I wanted to find out from you guys, what were some of the games from your childhood that you remember being the most excited for? And I was going to list Final Fantasy X for that exact reason, like voice acting.
That was one of them, for sure.
coming to Final Fantasy.
Yeah. For me, I was really excited about The Getaway for PS2
Oh, yes. I was
because
too.
the screenshots in the official PlayStation magazine were just it looked on another level graphically, and
I just
it was
remember
sort of-
getting lost on that game because of the stupid indicator
Yeah.
system.
yeah, it was just cool. You had no health meter, no map. Like it was trying to be like
Wasn't that
something
the
completely
one that was
different.
kind of based on the mob?
I
It's
think
kind
his
of-
I'm thinking of
daughter got
Mafia,
kidnapped
sorry.
at the start or something, and he had to do things for gangsters.
Yeah, like his kid gets stolen.
And his wife gets killed.
Yeah, and his wife gets killed, and then he has to do jobs for some drug law guy. Like he jumped through various hoops in order to try and get his kid back alive.
So it was a Grand Theft Auto clone.
It's kind of like a Guy Ritchie meets Grand Theft Auto.
It was basically GTA London, not made by Rockstar.
Yeah, it was made by Sony London, who are doing stuff with VR now. They did the London Heist demo for PlayStation VR, which I've not obviously tried, but it sounds pretty cool.
One of my biggest hyped games was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I remember that coming out, and it was like when it came out over here. I don't know if this was just in the Northeast, but it was like gold dust getting a copy, and I had to wait about a week before I could get one, and it was driving me crazy.
Oh my god, that reminds me when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out. We didn't have any big game shops in our town. We just had this one, which was just ran by some random
Dude in a
bloke.
trench coat.
Yeah, and he was like I used to go in there all the time and trade games and get money off a new game. And then one day I came in with a few games because I wanted Metal Gear Solid 2, and he had this sticker on his Metal Gear display, and he said, "No trade-ins." He was like, for the first time, he wanted cash only for Metal Gear 2. I was like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "It's my shop. I can do whatever I want." I was like, "No," because I was super excited about Sons of Liberty.
I was too. I still love that game.
Yeah, incredible. and yeah, Final Fantasy VIII because I got it for Christmas.
Final Fantasy VIII was the first game I remember getting excited about because it came with it came on a demo disc of.
Crash Bandicoot, I think mine was.
I just opened it too the other day and saw it. I don't remember what it was, but it was just the trailer, and I remember watching that trailer incessantly Just over and over and over and over. And when it finally came out, I was just so excited about it.
Yeah.
I used to get excited for the Tomb Raiders as well. Because I used to get them for Christmas every year.
Jess, what did you ever get excited about?
I was super stoked for Mario 64, which is super late. But I was just really excited.
Well, no, that's understandable. I mean, that...
Because it was like a mind-blowing for me.
Yeah. I think anybody who played games back then still remembers their first time playing Mario 64.
Yeah, I do. And I didn't even have an N64. But
I think
still remember that.
I think I've mentioned this before, but when I got my N64, my mom had one as well, and she had Mario 64. So when I got mine and my own copy of Mario 64, I just got rid of it because I didn't want it. Like, well, my mom's got one. I don't need it. Which was so dumb because I didn't live with her. So I traded it for Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey.
Shut up, that's such a great game, though.
Don't get me wrong. Love that game.
I will fight you. Let's play that.
That's a good choice, but not really much to carry a show.
We can talk about the great one.
Who?
Is he
You
the
miss
number one
100%
hero?
of the shots you don't take.
Is that
He
what he
played field hockey, right?
I'll kill you.
What's hockey?
It's when you
Guys.
have a stick and you hit a ball into a net.
Why?
A ball.
Well, yeah, field hockey.
No, I remember Wayne Gretzky, who was one of the USA's greatest hockey players or something.
Ah. I suck.
Yes, he was, Tom. I was also going to say I got really excited for Halo 2. Because Halo 2 and San Andreas were two games that came out my freshman year in college, and I was living in the dorms, broke as shit, but just had enough money to get both of these games. And I remember I was the only one in the dorms that got it. Well, one of my other buddies that I shared a suite with had an Xbox and got this, and we would set up LAN parties and drape cables through the dorm rooms and down the halls to other people's rooms, because I was the only one who figured out in the dorms how to get my Xbox connected to Xbox Live.
Genius.
Yeah. So everybody else ran a cable into my room to get theirs hooked up to Xbox Live, and we'd all play Halo 2 together.
Do you remember how ridiculous, like, Ethernet cables were?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the ridiculously long, like, all over the house, all over the place cables.
I don't know why my mom ever let me, but she would let me drill holes through closet walls into different bedrooms. So when I had friends come over and bring their Xboxes and TVs, we wouldn't have to run cables through the floor. It was such a crude job. I'd just grab a drill with a huge bit, just bore a hole through the wall.
I feel like everyone did that.
Wow.
That's probably because you and your friends threatened to break a windows with Urban Golf if she didn't let you.
Forgot about that. Play potato baseball.
Yep.
We did a lot of dumb shit. So, yeah. We should probably talk about our games for the week.
We should.
We played 2 this week. I know last week we initially only said 1, but then a couple days into the week we realized that one game is like 30 minutes long at best.
It really is.
So we moved on to the second one. Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy. We haven't done a whole lot of Game Boy games. We did...
No.
I think we've only done 1. Link's Awakening. In 105 episodes, we've done 1 Game Boy game.
Jesus Christ, are we up to 105?
Really?
Well, this is 106.
What?
That was my first console.
How many people had a Game Boy?
Purple.
I had a Game Boy
I-
Color, I think.
I
Yeah,
loved my
color.
Game Boy. I went everywhere with my Game Boy.
And a wad of batteries.
I spent
Yeah.
an entire summer with me and my friends just playing. He had Pokemon Blue, I had Pokemon Red. We used to play it constantly, and we were transferring Pokemon between each other's games, trying to get all 150. I just remember that vividly.
Yeah.
I never had a color. I had 2 regular Game Boys, but never Game Boy Color.
Oh, I just remember being crouched in various places with the stupid USB light above it so you could actually see it.
So true.
Have you tried to go back and play a regular Game Boy, Tom?
It's too blurry for me.
It's impossible to play, even in direct sunlight or with a light directly above you. I don't know how that console ever sold as much as it did because you couldn't see it.
I know, and yet I clearly loved it and was fine with it for many years.
Yeah. The best part was trying to play it in the car at night and just wait for the next streetlight to come by.
Yes.
Like, I can move. God. Oh, I can move. Yeah.
Oh my God, that brings up
That would give me
memories.
such a headache.
It was.
Yeah.
Even trying to adjust the contrast on the side of it.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
No.
Just made it a bit more washed out.
But what a fantastic system. And
Yeah, it was, and it got a second wind when Pokemon came out. I remember,
yes.
it was, for an old device like that, it really held up throughout its revisions as well. Like, the Game Boy Pocket came out, I think, and then the Color, but I still had my old brick.
I wanted a Game Boy Pocket so bad.
Yeah, me too. It was like, I couldn't convince my parents to buy me it because it was basically the same thing, but just smaller.
Yeah.
I had the purpley Game Boy Color where you could see the innards.
So the cool one.
Yeah, the cool one.
I mean, that was
Nice.
the coolest one.
I
But
don't
they
even
had,
know
like,
where that is. I wonder if
I
I've still got it.
freaking love that purple color.
They did
Their
that for
colours were
the
cool.
N64 as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
had.
Oh,
There's definitely the see-through Xbox because I've got that as well.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Crystal one.
called Xbox Crystal, and it's even the controllers see through, and you can see like the vibration whirring and stuff as it goes round. It's really cool.
I wish more consoles would do that these days. I know it would up production costs and all of that. But when the Nintendo Wii was being marketed, they marketed it as having all of these different colors, and then it came to America in white. But Japan gets all these other colors.
Yeah. Do you remember when the PS2 came out in loads of colors in Japan?
Yeah. Same thing.
Like-
They had a yellow PS2.
Yeah, it was awesome. We just get black.
So I resorted to getting some of those sticker skins and putting it on there and making it like a metallic orange.
I had loads of stickers on my PS1.
Oh,
I used to get them free with magazines, and I had
Yeah.
a Crash Bandicoot one, which was circular, which went on the lid.
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't you have a Tomb Raider one that you couldn't get off?
I did, and I've recently tried taking it off, and it just destroyed the lid.
Gugon?
Oh, that destroys the plastic.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
I had one of those little mini PS1s with the screen.
I still have one.
Oh, they're so
That's
cool.
awesome.
And I have a car charger for it.
Wow. That's worth something.
So I did
though.
a road trip with a buddy, and we were playing some games, playing some RPGs in the car.
Wow, what were you playing?
Unfortunately, the hot turd of Chrono Cross.
Oh,
Has there ever
Dang
been
it.
a more underwhelming sequel? Well, it's not really a sequel.
Has there ever been a shittier battle system?
Who was driving the car?
Nobody.
Christy was. We were both
no.
sitting in the back seat playing, and she was up front driving. We had it perched. We put the console on the armrest between the seats and like wedged some stuff to keep it there so it wouldn't fall if she braked,
Oh my god.
and just
That's
sat there and
amazing.
played.
I really wish they would make another Chrono Trigger. I think
Well,
that's...
I am
So did you-
Setsuna.
no, but did you guys see Cosmic Star Heroine? I think I shared the video with you.
You did not.
yeah, you
Trade.
did. That looks all right.
That's basically Chrono Trigger crossed with Phantasy Star, and it looks incredible. And also, yeah, I Am Satsuna is a very, very Chrono Trigger-like in the terms of the battle system.
Is
apparently.
Cosmic Star Heroine out?
I think it's due out later this year.
It says it was coming this summer.
Yeah, well, it's not far off.
I know I showed Eric this earlier this week, but did anybody else see the footage of the guy who was making a game based on kind of assets of Final Fantasy 15, but he's making his own thing?
I was not impressed.
No,
Are you not?
No, I looked at it and I'm like, this. I mean, this looks like a high grade project that someone would do to graduate from game design school.
Yeah, but he made it himself.
Oh, it's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but like I didn't want to play it as a game.
I did. I thought it looked really good. It looks like a cross between Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy.
It
Yeah.
looked like a straight up Final Fantasy 15.
It didn't.
It did. Even the main
should-
character was pulled directly from Noctis. He looked
Yeah,
identical.
because he said he based it on Final Fantasy 15 because when he was developing it, that's what he was trying. He was trying to make his own like version of it, and then if he does bring it to production, it'll all change.
So basically, he would not make that game then, because that
Yes,
game was
it would change the
exactly Final
characters and
15.
stuff. But combat's nothing like Final Fantasy 15.
It's
if you watch the whole
everything
video.
like Final Fantasy 15. The
It
character
isn't.
darts around, he warps, he throws his weapon at things.
It doesn't.
He does.
Doesn't. It's more hack and slash than Final Fantasy 15. There's still tactics to it.
Oh.
Dan, do you think you'll pick up I Am Setsuna?
I have too many RPGs to play. I mean,
Yeah, that's
No
fair.
Man's Sky is going to eat a lot of time. I'm playing through Dark Chronicle, and Final Fantasy 15 comes out next month, so that's a
It's-
huge chunk.
It's one I think I'm going to wait for the price to go down, like for it to go on sale or something.
$20 and I'd be all over it. 40's a little high.
Yes. I think it's $32.99 here.
It could
which is
be a
like-
PS Plus game at some point. You never know. So,
Oof. And with the way PS Plus is going, I don't know.
God.
anybody try this month's games? My
Tricky
God.
Towers. Tricky Towers.
The Rebel Galaxy one just feels like a crap No Man's Sky.
Oh,
I've not played it. I
before
never
we get
played
too
them.
far off our tangent, Dan, you told me to play Fury.
I did.
The game is shit.
It's great. What are you
not-
talking about?
It's not fun.
Did you die?
No, I turned it off before the end of the tutorial battle and went, this isn't fun.
What kind of
It is
game is
fun.
it?
It's a boss battle simulator is all it is.
But it's good. It's really good.
I'll give it a go.
Tom,
mean-
it is good.
I'll
Go on,
yeah, I'll
listen to
try
him.
it.
Give it a whack.
I'll give it a
Bosses are
whirl.
so intelligently designed. It's so good. The first guy, yes, that's a tutorial. It's not that exciting.
know
but you
when
get
a
onto the other ones.
you know when a
really
game's-
have to think about what you're doing.
When a game's tutorial turns you off, it's probably a bad sign.
But you have no attention span.
No, but Eric, don't you remember Pocky and Rocky's tutorial was pretty
Well,
poor?
no, that was just poor by design of like, okay, why are we doing this 15 times? It wasn't difficult, it wasn't unfun. It was just too long. This tutorial's like, well, I'm not going to enjoy this game in the slightest.
Well,
Okay.
I loved it, so screw you.
I can see why you'd like it.
Why?
You were expecting an insult, weren't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm just being legitimate. I'm giving you a compliment. I could see why you would like it.
No, I'm
That's
not buying
weird
that.
that you're
No,
Yeah.
doing it like that.
no.
He's on edge now, Eric.
I'm trying not
Yeah.
to be offensive.
Piss off your ass.
Yeah. So back to our game for this week.
Yeah, sorry.
Kirby's Dream Land and Kirby's Dream Land 2 for the Game Boy. The first one, released August of 92, developed by HAL Laboratories.
Yes.
Yes. First game in the Kirby series and the debut of Kirby himself.
First
Oh,
game in
really?
the Kirby series.
Yeah.
It wasn't on the E NES.
Nope. So
Oh,
this
alright.
game established many of the staples that still exist in a lot of recent Kirby games.
But not all of them.
No, there was no copy ability in this game.
Which I was kept swallowing enemies thinking it was going to change me. Is this not in it?
And we'll get to that in a bit. But Kirby was initially created to just be a placeholder character. He's just a dummy character until they ironed it out. But as they developed the game around this character, they began to like him more and more and said, you know what? We're just going to keep this character in here because we like him. He fits the design. So they renamed him Popopo. And the game
Oh.
in Japan was named Twinkle Popo. But that's obviously a terrible name. So they renamed
like it.
him to Kirby and then named the game Kirby of the Stars. in Japan.
Oh.
So at the time, no color was actually chosen yet. And there's kind of this little bit of a battle about what color should he be. The developer wanted him to be pink. And although Miyamoto didn't have a direct hand in developing the game, he thought that Kirby should be yellow. Well, the main color ended up being pink. But down the road, a lot of recent Kirby games have multiple colored Kirbys. So I guess in the end, Miyamoto kind of got what he wanted. But here in America, if you look at the box art, Kirby's white.
Yeah, he was white over here as well.
I don't think I could picture him anything but pink.
That's racist.
And he was white because Nintendo of America designed the box art and decided to keep him white to match the grayscale of the console.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
And that was the birth of Kirby. So this game, side-scrolling 2D platformer, if you've played a Kirby game, this is basically any Kirby game you've played, really watered down and stripped of most of the modern features. King Dedede has taken all the food from Dreamland for a midnight feast, and Kirby's mission is to stop him and get it back. Simple story.
Bastard.
The game itself is exceptionally short.
It really is.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
45. It took me about 45 minutes because I paused for a little bit, I died twice, and maybe checked the clock 5 minutes late.
I think it took me just over an hour or so. I got a bit
Took
stuck.
me about 40 minutes like you, Eric, I would say.
And
Yeah.
Jess, did you beat it?
Yeah, I went back and forth to it though, because I started it last night, and then I got way too tired.
So it's short because it lacks a save function, and the developers wanted it to be a game that anybody could pick up and play, even those who didn't have experience with action or platforming games. But they didn't want to turn off the hardcore gamers, so they developed a hard mode within the game. So at the end of the credits, did you watch long enough
I
to
saw
see
that.
if you press up and select at the start screen, it'll flip into hard mode, where there's more enemies and things are more difficult. And then if you beat it again, you get another mode where you can adjust the lives that you have and the vitality that Kirby has. So you can make it easier, or you can give Kirby one life and very little health and try to beat it again that way.
That's so cool.
Oh, jeez, and you don't even get any trophies.
I know.
So really, it was like a primitive kind of speed running thing.
New Game Plus.
There's only 4 worlds? Yeah. See if I can remember.
I find it.
Yeah,
I
no.
find the community around people where they challenge themselves to play a game in a certain way, which isn't necessarily the way it's meant to be played. Like the Dark Souls community is very famous for this. I saw an article recently. Somebody played through all of Dark Souls 3 without getting hit. How is that even possible?
I saw somebody play through it using a Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah, I know.
Or
He's done
a,
Bloodborne as well.
A DDR
Guitar Hero.
mat.
We used to
Wow.
pick enemies that we weren't allowed to kill. They were our friends, and you couldn't kill them.
See, my sister and I, growing up, we developed a way of playing Mario 3 that just carried over into any 2D platforming game now. I can't break it. It's just run as fast as you can and jump over everything. And then when I watch people who play Mario differently and they stop, they take their time, they jump on things, they're strategic about it, I'm like, what are you doing? Run. Just hold run and go.
That doesn't always work,
Well, I know. But it's more fun to watch.
particularly on the higher levels.
I prefer Sonic because he goes faster.
Yeah, Sonic, you just have to hold right and occasionally down.
And there's really
Yeah.
not a whole lot to those games.
Oh, we haven't talked about Sonic Mania.
Can we get there later? We're talking about our game for the week. And we did talk about it last week.
We didn't.
Stop distracting.
Yeah, we did talk about Sonic Mania.
We didn't.
Anyway. 4 worlds.
No, 5.
5.
Well, kind of 5.
Oh.
Four
4.5.
worlds with a
5.
final level. Green
So it's
grass,
5.
or no, green greens. Castle Lololo.
Castle Laugh Out Loud.
Laugh out loud, laugh
Yeah,
out loud.
they invented LOL before it was cool.
float islands, bubbly clouds, and then Mount DDD.
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 Oh, I recognize the name from Smash Bros.
King Double D. Oh, yeah.
There are
Triple
so many
Ds.
fun names in this.
Yeah, like Waddly D. Go ahead, Jess. Your turn to come up with a fun name.
Isn't that Lolo and La La La?
Yes. Kabula.
Crackle Jr.
Gringo. The first boss. So each level has two parts to it. They're just kind of phased in by screens. The first boss is the tree, and I think that's one of the most.
Woods.
Yeah, Mr. Wispy Woods or whatever his name is. But I
Yeah.
think he's one of the most iconic Kirby's Dream Land characters, and I was expecting him to be later in the game, but for him to be the first boss,
Or harder.
Yeah, because he's on the box art.
he is.
So, yeah, I thought he'd be like the last boss.
I mean, the
or just-
mechanics, I went into it after having a lot of experience with Kirby's Adventure, so like you, Dan, I was a little annoyed that I couldn't copy, and I thought for a while I was doing it wrong.
Yeah, I haven't really played any Kirby, but I think from Smash Brothers, I know that is one of the staples of his abilities. And I was like, where is it?
See, I just thought it was really like simplistic and fun. Like there wasn't a huge amount that anyone could do, and you just kind of
It
Did
was
your thing.
I feel this game is core Nintendo, you know?
Yeah.
Family friendly, nice and
Yeah.
easy, pick up and
it's
play.
not complex.
no,
Yeah.
but it's just whimsical. It's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's like an easy Mario, really.
if you
Yeah.
wanted to, you could fly across every level and never get hit.
Yeah.
And we talked about that a little bit with Demon's Crest and other games where they allow you to fly. It's like, well, what's the point? You know, they'd have
Demon's Crest, you were on a fixed plane. With Kirby, you could go anywhere.
Yeah.
and I actually killed myself a lot by flying because I'd be flying and then I would drop down, or if I'd have to jump across a pit, there'd be one block I could jump onto and then an enemy. And if I would inhale the enemy, you'd go to Fat Kirby mode and you can't fly, and I just drop
Yeah.
into a pit and die.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of complexity to it.
That's
But
true.
he does have a built-in attack where if you inhale some air, you can shoot it out in a puff and attack enemies.
That's
which-
only when you're flying, though.
But you could drop it and then fly right away.
Yeah.
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 So you guys didn't find the tree boss very hard at all?
No.
No.
None of the
Not
bosses were
really.
hard.
I disagree.
I found the
think
next boss hard.
Lololo and La 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 were actually pretty difficult.
They were until you were like, Jesus Christ, like, why didn't I go behind them?
Yeah. So when they would come out, so there's 4 doors on either side with 4 planes, and then they come out of the doors and go across, and they're pushing a block, and you can jump between the levels. So if you
Because at first you only see him. And that one kind of gets you into like, oh, okay, this is how I beat him. Right?
no, they both come out at the beginning.
No, there's a
before.
mini boss earlier on
Yeah.
where you have to fight one of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. Just low.
So it kind of just gets you like, oh, okay, this is what I do.
Yeah, you inhale the block that he's pushing, shoot it back at him. But
then-
this, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, when you inhale the block, he's still running towards you,
Yeah.
and then you have to shoot it out quickly, otherwise he'll just walk into you, and then, yeah.
So-
I actually found it a little bit tricky, to be honest.
What I finally discovered, I died a number of times on this one. What I finally discovered was one of the rows had 2 platforms you could jump through.
Yeah.
So I would wait till one of the enemies would come through. I'd stand under one of the platforms, inhale the block, jump up, and shoot it at the enemy that was walking away, and
Yeah.
then repeat.
Because even if you shot the block at the enemy, he would still walk and take one of your health points away.
Yeah,
like, even if you hit him.
they went faster than you
Yeah.
could inhale, shoot, and jump.
Yeah, which is why I died for a little bit until... Oh my god, Jessica.
You sorted your life out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Float Island was that was the one that was like an island paradise, right? In the sky.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a pirate ship, and I remember a pirate ship.
Yes, this boss was actually a little difficult too. Kabula, it was like a blimp with a cannon on the bottom of it.
Yes. There was no sort of sub-boss before Kabula on
No,
this
that level was pretty short. There was an item that you pick up beforehand that gives Kirby the ability to just fly indefinitely while shooting, and that's how you fought that boss. But you're constantly dodging a barrage of cannonballs.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that boss, actually. I thought that was one of the best ones.
It was fun.
What were the things that would, like, because I thought that those stupid beehives were stacks of paper, what were the things that you inhaled to get your health back?
Hey, Jess, seamless throwback to last week. Well done.
Weren't those just water bottles?
Were they water bottles or, like, air pumps?
Those were water bottles.
Why water bottles, though?
I don't know. Water is the source of all life?
Do we know that, though, in Dreamland?
Okay, it could be vodka.
Now you're talking.
Kirby's just drunk. None of this is happening.
Let's see if there... Okay, items. Pep Brews is the official name. These bottled energy drinks will recover 2 bars of health when Kirby collects them.
Well, there you go.
Apparently there were a bunch of power-ups hidden throughout the game that you could inhale and use.
I didn't find a single one.
The only one I found was in Floaty Islands, and it was the spicy curry, and I only recognized that from Smash Brothers.
Is that when you shoot out fireballs?
Yeah.
I also found an invincibility one. And I just ran through one of the levels.
You know what? Now that you say that, I think I do remember getting that as well. So there's a microphone that you can inhale and spit back to make Kirby scream into the microphone, sending a sound wave that destroys every enemy on screen.
Sounds handy.
There's a bomb. There's super spicy curry, invincibility, minty leaf, which gives you enough air to inflate for as long as you want, and shoot infinite air puffs, which is what you use to fight Kabula.
Yes.
And then there's a warp star.
I like the warp star.
He's so
That
The
you
cute.
just
warp, the
jumped
warp
on,
stars
right?
remind me of Super Mario Galaxy.
He's so cute when he hops on it.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Kirby's cute.
He's so lovely.
He is.
He's a cutie. I just want to squeeze him.
He's all right.
The next level, Bubbly Clouds. That boss can go squat on some brat.
What was that, boss?
Krakow, the eyeball cloud with spikes.
That was easy.
Okay,
All you had to do was
sister.
stand on the far left of the screen and he couldn't hit you.
I think I ended up flying up into the top corners.
Seriously,
Yeah,
because
just-
he did that
yeah.
attack where he swung down, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he would spawn an enemy, but you had to suck up and shoot at him. But if you just stood in the corners when he did the swing down move, he didn't hit you. So he just did that, and then done.
I mean, the game came out in 92. The boss patterns weren't super complex, but they all did have a very definitive pattern that once you figured out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
made it quite easy. And after you figured, you're right, Dan, after you figured this one out, it was simple. But he was probably one of the more difficult ones outside of Lo. Except for DDD. I found
DDD was a bit difficult.
what was really cool is Mount DDD had 4 doors in it where you had to go through and refight all of the bosses again.
See, I'm not a fan of that.
See, I liked it because Mega Man does that.
Yeah.
I figured that was a throwback to Mega Man for you.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out. I've already beat these guys. I don't want to fight them again.
Yeah, but
not fair.
when you go to fight them the next time, you know their patterns, so hopefully you're going to be better at it.
Yeah, but
I would-
what's the point?
I'd rather when you fight them again, they're all 10 times harder because they're so angry.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you fight 2 of them at once.
Yeah, or just all of
Something.
them. They all just
I feel
fucking
like
kill-
there should be an evolution of the mechanics. It shouldn't just be the same thing.
You're right, it should be. But it isn't.
Oh, well.
That's
How-
when you
can't
give
have-
yourself a challenge.
How
I have
hard
to play this left-handed now.
upside down. Hold the Game Boy backwards.
I was just using my nose on my keyboard.
There you go.
How hard did everybody find DDD?
It took me a while to figure out how to hit him.
Took me a few times.
He was pretty difficult. So you're
He had
fighting
a lot of health.
That was
He's
the
just so
star
fast.
that you swallowed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fight DDD in a boxing ring. And
Yeah.
he's got his giant hammer, and he has a couple of different moves where he'll run towards you and then fall. And if he misses you, a star will pop out, but you have to jump over him to inhale it and then shoot it back at him. He'll do his signature where he squats down and then jumps up in the air and crashes down on you. I think if you're flying above him, he'll also jump up and try to hit you with his hammer.
Asshole.
But every star that you shoot at him only takes out 1 health, whereas with all the other bosses, I think it takes out 2.
I think you could suck up 2 stars at once, and then that did more damage. When he did the stomp move, he'd give out stars, then you could suck up 2.
But
And
you'd have to be close enough to get the one that went on the other side of him.
Yeah, but that's how I killed him. I only got those stars from when he was jumping.
We'll get you.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm good at game.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
I'm good. So good at the game.
So it's a short game. Really short.
Tis.
But it's a ton of fun.
I agree.
It's one of those that I could see just... I actually want to buy it on my 3DS just so I have it. That you just, like, I'm bored. I don't have a whole lot of time. I want to play something fun and pound through it. And I think this is one of those games.
That's true.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, Kirby's Dream Land 2. I know we agreed to play this a little later in the week. Did anybody get a chance to really dig into it?
Sadly, I did not.
I didn't either, sorry.
Oh, you're killing me.
I know.
Well, you decided late,
Wednesday
to be
night?
fair. And my week was already planned out.
The game at best is like an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yeah, shut up.
Maybe 2 hours. Maybe if you weren't busy flashing your neighbors while cleaning up dog poop.
Well, I would.
Right.
Do you know what? I really like Kirby's Adventure for the NES.
Okay.
I love that. I love that game. Now, so is Dreamland 2 similar, better,
It is
different?
very similar to Kirby's Adventure because Kirby's Adventure came out in 93 and Kirby's Dreamland 2 came out in 95. And this game pulls a lot from Kirby's Adventure. Continues the adventure from Dreamland by adding 3 new animal friends to help out. You have Coo the owl, who can fly quickly in harsh winds. Kine, the ocean sunfish. He can swim faster in water. He can still move on land, but he sucks. And you'll probably die more often. And Rick the hamster, who runs really fast and doesn't slip on ice. This game does have the copy ability. And there's
Okay, cool.
a ton of enemies that you can steal their abilities to. So if you're using one of Kirby's friends, they have their own abilities, but then you can couple it with different enemies that you inhale to create even more combinations.
That's cool.
I didn't use the friends a ton. They're hidden throughout the levels, and some of them are required to get to certain hidden areas within the map. So this game, there's 7 worlds, and the story is that there are rainbow bridges connecting the islands, and they've been stolen by this evil force called Dark Matter, who has possessed King DDD. So Kirby sets out to stop Dark Matter / DDD.
Huh. So is Dark Matter the last boss?
Good question. Hidden throughout each of the levels, so each world has a number of actual different worlds within it. So whereas Kirby's Dream Land 1 was just, here's green grass, you've got 2 stages within, but there's really no differentiation between the two. This one, you hop into an island, and then there's a screen with anywhere from 3 to 7 doors. So the first few worlds only have 3 other worlds within them, and they're actually full-length worlds with mini-bosses. And then there's a final boss for each island. Hidden throughout each of the islands are rainbow stones that you can collect.
Right. Okay.
I only naturally found one of them in the entire time I played the game. I found 2, I collected 1, because there are certain criteria that you have to meet to get the other ones. So one of the worlds you may come in and see the rainbow stone, but it's hidden by a block, and you can only break that block with the spiky hedgehog that you can inhale. But he's not in this world or on that island. So you have to go back to a different island, find him, exit the level, come back, get back to that stone, break the block using that copy ability. So there's a lot of depth to it, and this is actually noted as one of the hardest Kirby games to get 100% completion on. So when I beat it, I was only at 78%, and I felt like I'd done a ton.
How much you run?
78.
Oh, Christ.
So I beat it last night, but I only had 1 of the rainbow stones. So
but because it's short, does that, like, I feel like that would increase the replay value.
Oh, it does. I sat down and played through a few different levels.
So are the rainbow stones kind of like the Chaos Emeralds off Sonic?
A little bit. They did kind of look like that. When you
what do they unlock?
So if you get to the end of the game, you fight DDD, and if you've collected all of the rainbow drops, it unlocks the rainbow sword. And when you beat DDD, you exorcise dark matter from him, and then it immediately launches you into the battle with dark matter. So that picture that I posted on Twitter where it said "the end?" ? What the hell is this all about? So I read about it and realized I needed to collect all of the rainbow drops to get the true ending of the game. And I tried to go back through, like I pulled up a guide where are all these rainbow drops. Just didn't feel like going through it.
It is a bit like Sonic in that respect, particularly Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You have to have all the emeralds at the end, otherwise you can't finish it properly.
Yeah. They're difficult to find. Like I said, I only came across 1 and that I was able to get, and found another one accidentally and just said, well, not getting these. So they've changed a few things in here. There's more collectibles. On each world, there are little stars hidden around everywhere that if you fill up your star gauge, you get a free life. Kirby has...
Oh, is that what that did? I played through the first level and got all them, and I was like, what did that do?
Yeah, it gives you an extra life.
Okay.
Kirby's friends have health, so if you're using them and you get hit, their health depletes before yours. Largely, the game is recycled content from the first Kirby's Dream Land, which is one of the main criticisms that a lot of people had when it first came out. But when you're taking from content that was already fun and just reusing it again, it's still fun. Like the first boss is the Wispy Woods tree again. But this time he has like a surgical mask on, and he's a little bit different in his patterns. There's a lot of really, really cool enemies in this. You have like a giant anglerfish, an ice dragon. There's one boss, Mr. Sun and Mr. Bright, or Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, where it's this tag team duo of a sun and a moon. And a lot of these enemies now will have multi-stages to their battles. So Sun and Moon, or Shine and Bright, were this enemy combination that you'd fight concurrently, and they each had their own health. And once you depleted them, then they joined and had a new boss that you fought at the same time. So technically it was 3 bosses in one that you had to beat with just your basic 6 health bars.
Oh, shit.
And then Kracko makes a return. Way more difficult this time. So maybe that's what I was thinking of when I said that for Kirby's Dream Land 1, because he was much more difficult this time around.
Is the game in general much harder than the first one?
I wouldn't say it's harder. The bosses definitely are. There's a lot more mini-bosses. There are definitely a few levels that are really frustrating. There's a couple towards the end that really threw me for a loop because they actually go from right to left, which is really jarring. If you've ever played a platformer game where you have to go from right to left, you've played so many games your entire life that are like, let's go from the left to the right, that now you have to do it backwards.
That's so weird.
God. Arabic mode.
It was, yeah. To top it off, it was one of those levels where the screen is moving, and if it catches up to you, it kills you.
Kills you.
No,
But
I
you're
hate
going
that.
Those are the worst on platformers.
You're going through a maze, and certain ways you can go will just kill you. You'll get up there and be like, oh, no, can't go back, and then die. So I just ended up having to memorize my way through this map.
Wow.
It was tough. Very tough.
That reminds me, like, I had Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, and that was the first Mario game I ever played, and I thought that was true Mario. I didn't know anything about Mario Bros. On the NES or Super Mario World.
It's a fun game, though.
It's really good, right? But due to the Game Boy's limitations, I take it, you couldn't go back through the level. So as the camera moved, as it panned, you couldn't go back.
Well, it's like the original Mario.
Yeah. Well, but I remember playing Super Mario World, and you could go back, and I was like, oh, no way. Because it was the same with the other Game Boy games, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, and Wario Land as well. I'm pretty sure you couldn't kind of drift back and forth through the level as much as you wanted. So
Wario Land is awesome.
It's so good.
We should
Put
really
it on the list.
We should
I
really
love
do the
Wario
Wario
Land.
Land series.
Yeah, I would love to play that game again.
I've never played them before.
They're
So.
so good.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I haven't played it since I completed it when I was 10. So I would love to play that again.
They're not very
'Cause I-
long, are they?
No, like I think like 4 hours or something, if that. They just felt longer because I used to get a lot out of them as a kid, I guess.
Well, we live in an era of 30 to 100 hour games. So going
Yeah.
back and looking at that, I mean, it's not really a basis for comparison.
Exactly. But it was the only game where I was obsessed with 100% completing it. I've never really had that since.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I have that with. I used to. Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I had an obsession with getting 100% on them.
I got 100%
yeah.
on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
I did as well. And I got the
Whoa.
tuxedo. I remember it well. And the infinite ammo cheat.
That's crazy, guys. Cool.
So before we stop with Kirby, there's actually something that's really cool about this game. It was slated at the time to be remade for the Game Boy Color as Kirby's Dreamland 2 DX, kind of like they did with Link's Awakening DX.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it was canceled along with Metroid 2 Return of Samus DX. They were going to do color remakes of these. So when they released this game, it was intended to be played on the Super Game Boy that you plug into the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
And if you played it on the Super Game Boy, it gives you slight changes to the game, like color schemes, game borders, and different sound effects. So each stage is designed with a specific color scheme in mind. Like Wispy Woods or Grassland had a yellow scale to it. Big Forest had a green scale. The water levels and the ice levels were blue scale. Red Canyon was red, and so on. So that's how the game would show up on the Super Game Boy. The world map gets more colors. Each island is in its respective color. But the Super Game Boy took advantage of the sound chip on the SNES. So the start screen would have some applause.
Yeah.
There'd be gusts of wind when you're on the world map.
Oh,
There'd
man.
be different borders that you could put around the game that were custom only to Kirby's Dreamland 2. So they really took advantage of the Super Nintendo when playing it on there.
Did you have a Super Game Boy?
I did, and I loved it.
That's so cool.
I remember popping Link's Awakening in there, and you could choose different colors for things. I'm like, this is the future.
Wow. That's cool. I had a Master Gear. It was a slot that went into the back of your Game Gear to play Master System games.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was it meant though that the whole handheld weighed like 5 kilograms or something.
See, I remember having a Sega Nomad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, they didn't come out in Europe.
You had all the stuff.
I did. And I still have most of the stuff. Some stuff gets lost.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you lose your Nomad?
I just don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to my Game Gear either.
They're super rare, those Nomads.
They are insanely rare.
Better start digging for it, Sam.
Find it. It's definitely gone.
Oh.
You know, when you
God damn it.
when you move and start a family and you consolidate all your crap from wherever it was, your family's like, well, you've got a place of your own now. Here's your shit. It just wasn't in any of that. So I probably traded it or sold it or something.
Yeah.
So Kirby's Dreamland 2, I highly recommend you guys play it. Highly.
How did you play it? Did you play it on the Game Boy or did you play it on a virtual console?
I bought it for my 3DS.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was only $4.99, and it was worth every gilded nickel. Silver farthing.
Every
I
penny.
tried to play it. So there's that hidden Game Boy mode on the 3DS where if you hold left or L and select, I think it is, when you launch the game, or maybe if you just hold select, it puts it in the original screen resolution and size, and then gives you a Game Boy.
Nice. Like the grey border with the battery light and stuff?
Like an actual looking Game Boy
Okay, cool.
on the screen. And then if you hold down L and R and then press Y while you're playing, it'll flip it into the original green scale. I tried to play like that and I just couldn't.
Yeah, it's hard to go back to that.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's definitely one of the better games on the Game Boy. It was one of the it was a $1 million+ seller for the console, and I think kind of cemented Kirby as like, hey, Kirby's going to be a thing. Obviously, Kirby's Adventure was fantastic and came out 2 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Kirby's ever really hit the big time, though. He's there, but...
His games are universally better than Sonic.
Yeah. Sonic hasn't had a good game for about 20 years, so...
And see, Kirby's had okay games for a while.
I know, but I don't feel like the really mainstream.
Have you got a good feeling about the next Sonic game, Dan?
I do.
Like they
I always say this, though. But this has actually been developed by a guy who's a member of... There's a website called Sonic Retro, which specializes in like hacks of Sonic games and stuff like that. And he's been making fan games of for a long time. And Sega actually contracted this guy to remake Sonic CD for new platforms. And he did it, and he remade it from scratch, and it's exactly like it used to be.
Huh. Wow.
And so now they've given free rein to basically make Sonic Mania, which is a blend of old levels remixed and some new levels as well, and it just sounds awesome.
Fair play.
I mean, because I think Sega for a
long
long time has been with Sonic, they've just kind of do loads of different things, and they've just finally gone, right, people like the old ones, let's make one of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
While simultaneously making a new one, which seems to be a sequel to Sonic Generations, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, it's for all the Sonic Adventure lovers, isn't it? Like that kind of... That Sonic certain type of gameplay that they had later on.
I feel like the Sonic Mania is the kind of shot in the arm it needs, because Sonic 4 it just didn't feel right. It was a 2D Sonic, but it didn't have the physics that you were used to.
Yeah.
So it was just so jarring when you played it.
I'm going to not get super excited about it, because that's just what happens with Sonic games, is you get excited and then they come out and they're just garbage.
Yep. Hey, I loved Sonic 06. That was great.
I would like to play Nights into Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
For the Saturn. Developed by
There was
the Sonic team.
that came out on PS2 as well.
Did it really? I thought it was only...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They did a PS3 PSN release of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that must have only been North America. I would have bought that otherwise. But I would be interested in playing it, because it's made by the Sonic team, and it was probably the Saturn's best game.
Saturn's only game.
Saturn's only game.
I remember seeing that when it came out, and like, I need that. And I had a buddy that had a Saturn who lived a couple blocks away. It's one of the consoles that I didn't have, so I didn't have it all, Jess.
Yeah.
I had it most, just not at all. And when I finally was going to head over to his house and play it, he called me. He's like, dude, my little brother just pulled my Saturn off the shelf and destroyed it.
Oh.
Oh, that's gutting.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
In the end, I'm glad I didn't get a Saturn because it tanked.
Yeah.
I remember wanting to get a Saturn for Daytona, USA. My dad and I would go to the arcade and play that all the time.
That's what I was playing while you were doing the show last week.
It's such a good game.
It's still in every arcade today.
That's
1995 at the bottom, copyright.
I love arcades in England. They don't have any new games ever.
No.
I don't think any do.
I honestly walked into a bowling alley once, which had an arcade in as well, and not just the arcade, the entire bowling alley. It was like stepping back in time and going to the 90s. They even had, the sweet like candy dispensers where you put some money in and they get a few different candy.
The one where it says "Play till you win."
No, it's just put money in and get the sweets. But they had like logos, which I haven't seen for the candy since like honestly the 90s, and I was like, so you haven't even done that.
Was the candy in there still from the 90s?
I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't
really
want to try it.
Yeah, and they've got like the original Time Crisis, House of the Dead.
Yeah, of course.
Just all those, and Virtua Fighter, anything Sega really.
I got really good at when I was in Japan. Me and my friend, when we went to the arcade district, they've got these grabbing machines, but they're not like grabbing machines. You kind of have to knock something off a ledge. And we spent loads of money on these, and we got really good at them. I won like a figurine, and he won a Sonic plushie, which is in my bedroom. And then when we went to an arcade recently, there was another one where they had giant bars of dairy milk. Dairy milk's a big bar of chocolate, if you guys don't know.
We have dairy milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, America doesn't.
I love
Yeah, they're too
milk.
busy eating puke chocolate, so...
Yeah.
And one of them, and I played it twice and won it. And I was like, yes.
Nice.
This is so
Is it
good.
the one like you put the coin in and it pushes the coins off type of thing?
Oh,
No, it's like it has an arm which is kind of like a scoop, and you have to move the arm along, and then the arm kind of goes down and up in like a scoop and push. And you kind
okay.
of have to knock something off the edge of the platform,
Oh.
and they're just really addictive.
Do they have like more modern games and stuff in the Japanese arcades?
Oh yeah, honestly, they had the latest Tekken, and it was all hooked up like a LAN system, and everybody was playing against each other.
Wow.
And it was so cool. And they have this guy, it was like, you know how Rock Band has drums? This game was seriously, it's this like complete drum simulator. It had a huge drum kit, loads of different things. And this guy must have been playing it on the top difficulty, and he was just insanely good at it.
That's so funny.
And he was playing it like crazy. I was just watching, I was stood next to him, like mouth open, just like, what are you doing? And he missed one, and he just went, no!
I've seen videos of those people playing those drums. They just look like giant bongos.
Yeah.
And they hit it with sticks.
Yeah, I played that.
There was a guy that was doing it on exceptionally hard difficulty and not even looking at the screen.
It's incredible. And there's another one which has like, it's kind of a window, and it has different buttons around the side of the window, and things move to the sides of the window. You have to press the buttons in time, and they were just insanely fast. And loads of kids were in there, and they had like special gloves to wear for playing on it and stuff. And I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, I heard about that. The gloves.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So,
And they had like 3D immersive games and stuff as well. And I was like, this is just the arcade of my dreams.
Shit.
I don't mean to derail this, but I just found something in doing a little bit of research about the Game Boy that I didn't even know existed. It's called
What
the
did you
Game
find?
Boy Light.
Is that even real?
It is. It released exclusively in Japan.
Oh wow.
Wow, that
That's
looks
tiny.
awesome.
It came out in... Where is it? Game Boy Light in April of 98. It's a variant of the Game Boy Pocket.
What?
Released exclusively in Japan and had a backlight that could be turned on or off.
Oh my God.
That's
That's
so cool.
crazy.
It was superseded by the Game Boy Color 6 months later.
Oh.
I need
But they're
that. I
pretty rare.
absolutely need that. Because there's something special about playing in that original grayscale.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but if you're not playing it where you can't see the screen, it's just not the same.
You're right, it's not.
I mean, you need one of those teeny tiny USB lights on the top, which
They're
don't
only-
really do anything. But
They're only $100.
Do they still accept? Would they accept your American cartridges though?
That's what I would need to look into.
Yeah, gotta check that shit.
And then report back.
I'm wondering though if the status of that backlight would change the coloring at all, because it looks like one of those old watches that you used to wear in the 90s. You press it, it would be like this bluish,
Yeah.
Oh my god!
aqua
Yeah.
bluish light.
Yeah.
Those were the best.
I used to have I think I used to have a Pikachu one.
Oh, are you going to get
Nice.
that Z ring that you can wear with Pokemon Go?
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, super.
I
great
love
thing-
how you're mocking me as if Pokemon's not cool, and you've spent like the entire month playing Pokemon Go.
I'm not mocking you that it's not cool. I'm mocking you that you would get a giant plastic ring and wear it because you're.
Of course,
fancy.
I wouldn't.
Well, I already pre-ordered mine.
Okay. I am
like
looking forward immensely to Pokemon Sun and Moon though, because they've
I
released some
actually am,
info.
too.
They've released some info about that, and it actually sounds like it's innovating for the first time ever in the history of the Pokemon games.
I was gonna say.
It does look
Like
good.
you don't collect gym badges anymore. I don't think you have to fight through an island warrior and beat them and stuff. It sounds quite cool.
Wow.
That is neat.
There's a bird Pokemon which changes form depending on which island you're on and stuff. It just sounds really cool.
Nice. The best thing about going from the brick Game Boy to the Color was you only needed 2 batteries for the Game Boy Color instead of 4.
Did the Game Boy Color natively have a backlit screen?
No.
backlight. No, it didn't.
No,
No.
because that's what I had the USB light for.
Which is
But it
really
had-
strange because they did the Game Boy Light had it. It's an electroluminescent backlight
Yeah.
that you could
Got to
turn
think
on
though,
or off.
back then, Eric, it probably cost a fortune to do that.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, launch price was 6,800 yen for the Game Boy Light, but the Game Boy Color was 8,900 yen.
Fuck.
Yeah, but in terms of production, like the Game Boy Light, because it was small, it probably cost less to produce, so they could afford the backlight. But when they're producing the Game Boy Color, which is a bit bigger and it has
They were
extra
the same
processing
size.
power, but surely it has extra processing power because of the color.
Yeah, you're true. Yeah, that's right.
But
So they took it out because otherwise it would be too much money.
But the Color had an infrared port as well at the top. So if you were playing Pokemon Silver or Gold, you could trade mystery gifts with other Game Boy Colors.
did.
Yeah. You need to take it to school and do a mystery gift. You can only do it once a day with each person or something. Or maybe once a day overall.
This is a really interesting comparison chart that shows like all of the different Game Boys with the power that were in them. The original Game Boy had 8 kilobytes of RAM,
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
and the Game Boy Color went up to 32, and then the Game Boy
I think-
SP and Advance went up to
That was also
256?
256.
Oh my god.
The original GBA, like not the SP, was a really great console.
Well,
the
I don't
library of
understand
games on that
why
was
they
great.
didn't backlight it.
I know.
I had
I
one.
never noticed with that one. I don't think. I preferred the lengthy Game Boy Advance to the flip one.
Yeah.
Well, the Game
I
Boy
love
Advance.
the flip one.
I never
No,
had
the-
one of those.
The flip one sucked.
Shut up. I
No.
love it.
Only losers had the flip
They
one.
look like they were too small for my hands. I was already
You should be such a meathead, should you?
almost 17 by the time the SP came out.
Well, I have dainty hands.
How about the Game Boy Micro?
I can kind
Oh.
of remember that, but
I do.
I wanted a
think-
Game Boy. I was working at GameStop when they came out, and I just didn't have the $100 to drop on them when they came out. But they had that anniversary one that looked like an original Famicom.
oh.
Really cool, super small screen,
Did it play
2-inch screen.
advanced games?
Yeah, Game
Is
Boy
that what it-
Advance.
But it did not play Game Boy or Game Boy Color games.
No, it did not.
Oh.
But playing Game Boy and Game Boy Color games in the original Advance was kind of weird because the cartridge stuck out at the top.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
That's like the SP as well. It sticks out at the bottom.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Well, the SP had a backlight on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you're changing your mind now?
Well, I wait. What the hell? Oh, do you remember the Game Boy camera
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh.
and the printer as
Primitive selfies.
well? So good.
So while we're on retro stuff, I just found and purchased the most screaming deal of a lifetime
Just now?
a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
So not just now then.
But I just now secured it. I just picked up an Atari 7800 and an Odyssey 2, both in box with original manuals and a bunch of games for both systems. How much do you think I paid for them?
$5,000.
£8,000.
$25.
$24
What?
That's crazy.
in
I was just
box.
I love how none of us had a serious estimate.
Yeah, Tom probably wasn't expecting to be that close to being correct.
no. I thought it'd be like $50. Like, because you were saying that you got a bargain, so I'm like, okay, maybe it was lower than I thought.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So back in my hometown, there's a thrift store that our church synod runs, and people just donate things to it, and then all the sales profits go to the schools, the church schools within the area. And my family volunteers there, and one of my cousins, she's really big into games with me, called me up and said, so these two things just came into the store. Do you want them? And I said, absolutely. Take them home and test them and find out how much they are. And she said, well, this is the lady who does the pricing, and she's probably going to look up how much they're worth, and then, we go a little bit lower than that. So I was fully expecting her to come back at like $250, $200 for all this. I'm like, that's probably still a good deal. So a few days ago, she sent me a text, and she goes, I have everything at home. I tested it. It all works. Every game works. Both consoles are great. Package is in great condition. They want $24. And I said, give them 25. And
Oh, how generous.
yeah,
Holy.
give them 25, and I'll pay you to ship it down to me. But all of that for $25.
How much is an Odyssey boxed worth? It must be a lot more than 25.
Odyssey 2. Let's see.
God. I mean, because that's
Like 100. Just a quick search is like 100 and somewhere between 90 and 150,
wow.
and that's with no games.
That's crazy. I don't remember what the 7800 looked like.
A piece of shit.
But it doesn't look as bad as the ST, the Atari ST.
Probably not. No.
Did I share that? I think I shared that with you guys before.
No idea.
It just looks like a giant keyboard.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's garbage.
Garbage.
When I bought it, it came with a whole bunch of
Garbage.
educational floppy disks,
Oh my god.
like spelling bee and stuff. Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts on retro games for today before we move on to some emails?
It was a beautiful retro games chat. I like that. It's good.
'Twas good. If you want to send us an email, factorysealed@manatank.com or podcast@factory-sealed.com. Either one will get to us. First one comes from Jay Jorgensen, Mr. Having One himself.
Oh, God.
That's amazing. I
Titled-
still can't get over that.
I'm not sorry. Hey, FS crew, I'm so happy that you had a good conversation about my email from last week. Granted, no one answered the question, so we are left to speculate. So here's
I
my
did.
thoughts.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah, and I think
I was
you were
being
being
deadly
truthful.
serious.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, Daniel.
No, there isn't.
Here's his
Solid Snake is a very nice man.
Here are his thoughts. He says, Eric, Lara Croft. Dan, probably Tifa or Aerith. Tom, Princess Peach. Jess, obviously Mario. Jess is into
Luigi.
them fat mustached
Spot on,
plumbers.
son.
I just pictured, three-way. two brothers.
Oh my god.
What about Bowser?
All
Well,
them
that's
spikes.
like getting into some 50 Shades fantasies
like
there.
BDSM. Anyways, Kirby's Dream Land was the very first game I ever beat, and Jess probably didn't.
She did.
Shut up.
She did on accident. It was short enough.
It was short enough.
She likes to beat the under hour long games and the over 10 hour long games.
Anything in between, not a chance.
So,
Nope.
new question that I'm sure the Brits will have an opinion about. Favorite Spice
Go on,
Girl?
Rob.
Mine was Ginger.
Yes, she was mine. She was the sassiest, and she had the most fun.
God.
She was opinionated, and I love her.
Ginger Spice.
Probably the Scary Spice was pretty decent.
Yeah. Wasn't
Tom,
that
I thought you
Victoria
were going to go
Beckham?
for Posh. No.
Posh Spice was Victoria Beckham.
Oh, then yeah, I'm all over
I didn't like
shit
Mel C
together.
back. I didn't like Mel C back in the day, but she's a serious MILF nowadays.
Doesn't she have
really?
her own workout game on the PS3?
Probably.
Exercise with Mel B.
She is seriously improved with age.
I would go with Posh Spice.
Really?
Yeah. Oh
She's a
yeah.
bitch.
She's the one that doesn't look like she just rolled out from under a trailer park.
Neither does
Instead,
Ginger
she looks
Spice.
like something's just shit under her nose constantly.
Well, yeah. That's
I
her-
like that in a woman.
I like her to be hoity. Ginger Spice. I guess Ginger Spice is okay. She looks like she'd have a good time. And she used to
Her
wear
and
the Union
Scary
Jack
Spice.
dress.
It's true.
I don't
The
remember
oldie.
Scary Spice. Did you guys ever
She was
play?
the only black one.
Did you ever play Spice World on the PS1?
Yeah,
No.
we played it.
No, but I watched the movie about 2 weeks ago.
Yes! It's my
Wow.
favorite movie.
It's so bad, but inherently watchable.
Wow.
It was on the TV because it was the anniversary, so
And
me
you-
Crystal just sat and
You
watched it.
willingly chose to sit and watch it.
Yep,
Instead of playing Dark Chronicle.
I didn't have it then.
Oh,
Instead
okay.
of playing literally anything else.
I can, know that movie line by line when I'm watching it.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't think
not
I've
watching
ever
it with
seen
you.
I'm like that
So
with Monty Python. I've seen them so often.
Yeah.
Haha. Classic.
Or Mean Girls. Mean Girls and Spice World are my jam.
And Clueless, probably.
Bring it on.
Yes.
Bring It On Again.
Bring it on her againer.
I think it's Bring It On once again. Bring It On one more time.
Bring it on
Stop,
thrice.
And then stop bringing it on 6.
Quit bringing it. Wasn't
The
the
only
wasn't the
good Bring It
tagline?
On
Wasn't
was
the
the first
tagline for one of them? It's already been brought in.
No, that was in a scary movie, I think.
Oh,
It already been brought in.
it's already been brought in, son. Next email comes from Brandon at Good Old Gamers. Said, "Oh my God." Says, "Hello, Factory Seal folks. Been a listener for a while. I enjoyed the show. However, being a citizen of the internet, I cannot allow you to have a different opinion than me. I'm afraid I'm going to have to medically diagnose you as morbidly wrong about Pokemon Go being a good game. In fact, calling it a good game is giving it too much credit. Well, I wanted to be on it like Jess on a curling iron."
Bravo! I like how that stuck. We like that.
The lack of any gameplay whatsoever made me want to rip my own dick off every time I logged in. The game
Brandon,
is
send us
essentially
an email every week. You are excellent.
the game is essentially digital stamp collecting with a beloved IP attached to it. I've seen more gameplay on the back of a child's menu at Denny's. If I wanted to do nothing but swipe at monsters near me, I would stick to Tinder.
Oh my god.
This email every week.
Please email us more often. Anyways, now that I've unleashed my inner YouTube comment, I'll forgive your transgressions. For a bunch of troglodytes too slovenly to stand up and give your own asses a proper cleaning, you're good folk. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to the next episode, Brandon. P.S. If y'all ever want to take on a CRPG, I suggest a Carnum. It's not only the tits, it's full-on boobginas.
You
We're
are the
done.
best person ever.
That's the show done. We can't top that out.
I mean, I probably should have proofed that and saved it for last.
That was
my God.
excellent.
On it.
Genuinely made my
Like
day, that email.
Jess on a
That is
curling
just fantastic.
That's made my day.
I mean, that's going to be my new one instead of on it like lip hair on grandma.
God, you've had that for years.
I know.
Oh my God.
That's
I
amazing.
needed that.
Rocked my vernacular to the core.
That is something special right there.
Goes down in the annals, perhaps even the anals of factory sealed history.
Oh,
What
jeez.
like a curling iron. My God.
Next email comes from our friend Sam Chun, Mr. Novel Writer himself. I love reading his... I should just start forwarding his emails to you guys so you can read them, because there's a ton of cool shit in here. I wish I could take the time to read all of it, but as usual, I have to paraphrase, so I'll try to pick out the best parts. Writes in, "Hey, Factory Seal crew, I give props to whoever proposed Kirby's Dreamland this week. I've never really played the older Kirby games except for one, which I'll get to later, so this was a good choice for me. Also, in regards to the question at the end of the last episode, while I do appreciate fan service at times and characters that look beautiful or handsome to me, it's not enough to make me want to be having one for them. However, as far as attractive males and females, I can name a couple for each. So I'm going to read between the lines and say these are the 6 that he's had one
Done
for.
it. Yeah.
Top 3 human males. I like how he qualifies that. Human.
That's a good point, though.
What, you don't find Clank from Ratchet and Clank attractive?
Obviously.
I mean, I'm sure he's got a vibrate mode.
Let's not go down this
Is it Mr. Fisty in Fallout?
Mr. Fisty. That sounds like a terrible
Fisto?
soft drink.
There is an energy drink over here called Fist.
Why?
And there is another one called Pussy, so you can get both and put them on your desk.
Then-
Then you got Fist Pussy.
That's true.
His top 3 human males: Nathan Drake, Orin, and Dante. Orin?
Orin?
He's like 70.
Warren?
He's dead! Spoilers.
God damn it, Dan.
Sorry, Tom.
Oh.
He's not dead. Dan's just an idiot.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And Dante, he's dead. That's the guy you're thinking of.
All right.
Top 3 human females. Rhinoa. She's a bit too... She's just like one of those girls that's just too nice.
She's a bit plain, Rhino.
Yeah, but she's one of those like, oh, she's the really nice girl. I wouldn't want to damage her in any way.
Okay.
What are you doing to her?
Well, she's just a nice person. And then...
But
She
what are you
wouldn't be
doing
interested in
that
you, though, Eric,
damages
because you're not
her?
as handsome as Squall. So,
Jess, have you ever listened to this podcast to know the type of people we are?
Fair.
Well, wouldn't you be more interested in Quistis?
Ugh.
With the...
She was
She's
a
a bit-
teacher who had a
she's a bit
crush on her
full on.
student.
Yeah, I guess.
yeah, but she was like the same age or like
Yeah.
a year older.
And she had the whip going.
She was into some bondage stuff.
She was.
Yeah, but I don't... Ugh. I don't know. She just came across as like... old.
See, Quistis was daring. She used to eat all bits of monsters to learn their abilities and stuff. She was up for anything.
Exactly.
A little too much for me. And then he says Helena or any dead or alive lady, and then Alex, Alyx. I don't know who that is.
Dead or Alive's just descended into a boob simulator, hasn't it? It's not really a fighting game anymore.
Alex from Half-Life. That's who it is.
Oh.
I guess maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm on board
I
with
think that's
his...
because she has such good characterization, though.
I don't know if I'm on board with his list of females.
No.
Different strokes for different folks.
Get
Literally,
it?
different strokes.
Yeah, various strokes.
Dan, that is a masturbation joke.
I know. Thank you very much.
Stroking.
Stroke it.
Penis.
If there's
Put
any
a telly on the chart, goddammit!
he says, tangent aside, I was pretty surprised by Kirby's Dreamland. I did not honestly expect for me to like it as much as I did. Controls were intuitive, boss battles unique, level design good with a couple of secret areas, and it was a short game that I knocked out in about 45 minutes because it took me a while to get past the level 2 boss. So, low, and la. However, it's easy to get used to the pattern, so they almost felt a little too easy once I practiced a bit. Heck, I didn't even save state. All in all, I did enjoy the game. Now for the questions. Does having a recognizable pattern in video games, whether it's level layout, enemy movement, boss movement, etc., make the game less fun to play? Is it better for games to have more randomization because it becomes more about reflexes and less about skill and memorization?
Well,
I thought this was a good email for today, like, because we talked about this a few times today.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan, you can go, because I cut you off.
Oh, no, you go. It's fine.
I was just going to say that I think it's a product of the time as well. Like, there weren't many options to have that randomization factor. And I think it worked well with the more simplified games. If it was now, I think I would be irritated or bored.
Well, this is the thing with modern gamers. It's more about, well, not every game, but emergent gameplay is a big thing nowadays. Like, the big selling point of No Man's Sky is going to be the fact that you can just explore 18 quintillion planets.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of procedurally generated. Chances are you're going to land on a planet where nobody's ever been.
Or will never be again.
Yeah. I mean, they said it would take billions of years to visit every planet in this game. Even if you visited one every second, it would take billions of years.
I mean, that's approaching Peter Molyneux level of hype.
I will try, though. Just try and stop me.
I know, I'm with you, Tom, but I'm honestly going to think I'm going to spend about 3 hours on just one planet, so if not longer.
Well, it makes me curious, without getting too much into talking about it, because we'll know more in a couple days. How big are each of the worlds? Like, are we talking Mario Galaxy-size worlds, or are we talking full, like, you could spend 40 hours on a planet exploring?
I think that's what he said.
You could just land on one planet and just make that your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all randomly generated. You could do whatever you wanted there, too.
Yeah.
Because can't you, like, explore and build and...
I don't think you can build, but you can certainly destroy the environment, and you can kill the animals if you want. So, Eric, you're sorted. And you can scavenge for resources.
As long as there are alien horses.
Fuck you.
It probably is. The best part is, if you make a discovery, you can name it.
We need to have a Factory Seal planet, and I'll get to it.
Oh,
yes.
But to get back to Sam's email, I think it is... I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing for an enemy to have a pattern. Traditionally with gaming, particularly bosses, they have a tell where you know what they're going to do.
That's exceptionally important.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, if a boss doesn't have that, chances are you're going to be extremely confused about what to do. Even Dark Souls, which is notorious for having the most complex of bosses, they have a tell, and you can see what move they're going to do.
Well, even if it's just subtle.
Yeah.
I don't like really recognizable ones like, okay, he's blinking, and after the 9th blink, then he drops down. That's too obvious.
I mean, some enemies have like big glowing points on them, which basically says "hit here."
Well, look at Mega Man, for example. All of those bosses have a pattern, but they're complex enough that there are enough variations that no fight is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Kind of like the final boss in Dark Souls 3, Dan, which was really difficult because he had so many different phases and so many different attacks that it was impossible to memorize the tells for every single different attack.
You do it often enough, you'll get it eventually.
Yep. So,
but I also think too, like, your consequences are more serious and like permanent in the older games. That if you fucked up, like, you're done. start again. Versus,
it's not as much of
It's-
you're not as penalised nowadays, are you?
yeah.
It's also about what you find most satisfying as a gamer. So I feel more satisfied in sort of stimulated if I've got a good memory about something, I remember something well, and I can totally memorize how to get over that ledge or defeat that boss, or I know what he's going to do next. But it's balanced well with that challenge. I don't really find it satisfying when a game is just hard for the sake of being hard.
No, it's not.
There has
It's
to
like
be a balance between
Yeah.
randomization and difficulty. Because
Yes.
you don't want it, like you said, just to be hard for the sake of being hard. And I look at games like Battletoads and go, that was just plain hard. A lot of enemies, really tough, very little health. It's not fair.
But if you go into it knowing that it's stupid hard and the goal isn't to beat the game, but to see how
Yeah.
far you make it while having fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rising. The last boss of Metal Gear Rising is an example of being unfairly hard. He's honestly ridiculous. It must have took me about 40 goes to beat him, and I was only playing on normal. And there's 2 more difficulty settings above that.
Wow.
He was just rock hard.
I couldn't get into that game. I tried.
I really liked it.
I have it still sealed.
Wow.
Never opened it.
I really liked it, actually.
Factory sealed.
Factory No, I took it. I brought it home, unwrapped it, put it in shrink wrap, and then glued it together.
That's funny. That is funny because it's called, Factory Seal.
I see what you did there, Jess.
I don't get it.
Oh, we killed that one.
Is your Trails of Cold Steel still sealed?
Yeah, and that'll never be opened.
Boo.
Is Kingdom Hearts still sealed?
Yeah, and that will never be opened. I have Silent Hill 4 sealed. I've got Dark Chronicle sealed. I've got so many.
Wow.
So have you rebought Dark Chronicle because you've played it before?
Well, I have Dark Cloud 2. Mark
Oh.
Haddock, our listener, sent me a sealed copy of Dark Chronicle.
Oh.
Yeah. Jack Grant, also known as Tom Reagan 2, sent an email.
No, you missed off Sam's second question.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
You did?
I did not, Dan. I put that email together.
Yeah, but you haven't read it out.
I'm getting to it. That's
Yeah,
Jack
fucking-
Grant's question.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
You act like I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, chances are fair that I really don't.
Sorry, I do apologise. You didn't specify in the email that there were separate people.
I didn't specify that there were any people. I just said, here are some questions to ponder. We generally get more than
You
one.
should give us all the information, shouldn't you?
No.
I agree.
Yes.
I think you're
Yeah.
holding out on us.
I mean, next time I'll put the email, the timestamp, what I was eating when I got it.
Thank you.
I think you're being a little dramatic now.
Yeah, you're just going too far now, Eric.
Get your
Well,
shit together.
I won't go that far.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Can
you
I
for
read
sticking.
Jack's email?
Sure.
Jack writes in, I will get straight to the question. I mean, just cut to the point. I like it. What's the best gaming experience you've ever had? Whether it's been couch co-op at Christmas or just having a long Morrowind playthrough. It could even be a board game if that's the case. And I actually ask this because I have recently gotten super into Dungeons and Dragons, which seems amazing. Thanks for the good times. Standards for life, Jack Grant. P.S. If you all played some D&D, I think I would die of laughter.
Can we please? That would be hilarious.
So I was thinking about this.
God.
We would need. I've never played D&D. Have you guys?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You've
Is this
played
where you just
D&D?
make it up and just go nuts?
Do you know who has played a lot, though?
Who?
Kev.
So here's what I propose. I think this would be a hilarious show. Is if we had somebody come in who's experienced and be the dungeon master, and we just do an episode of us playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I don't think I could DM.
No, we would need someone experienced to DM.
I
But
don't
we
even know what
have
that
to
means.
drink.
So
Dungeon master. And we'd have to be drinking while we do it.
Yes. See, we'll ask Kev because I don't know if he's DM'd or not. and that would be amazing.
So if somebody here is a good DM, let us know. Like, I would like to make this happen. We'd have to set aside like 4 hours for a show.
Like 12 hours.
No, I'm not doing a 12-hour show.
Yeah, do a 12-hour show.
Oh,
If we could,
So much alcohol.
we should make that as a Patreon goal. If we hit X amount of dollars, we will do a 12-hour D&D show.
oh my god.
Could you imagine how shit show that would be?
I would be on the floor.
Would it be as fun? We'd have to have webcams set up so we could see each other, though,
Yeah.
and dress up.
Yes!
Guys, this is going to happen. Help us make this happen.
I'm so excited.
As long as we get to make our own characters with backstories,
I feel like we should make
Oh,
each other's
God.
characters with backstories.
that would be even better.
Can I be an elven mage with a constantly shifting accent?
Well, yeah, naturally, because we have to stay in character.
I'm so excited we can dress up.
Get some!
Or what would be even better is if we could all get together in one location to play it.
Yeah, the world
Yeah.
is much smaller these days. We should do that.
That ties
know
into
Tom
last week
has
where
a lot
you
of
guys
that.
said you're coming over to England and we're going to go on holiday.
We're going to come on a holiday to your house, and Crystal's going to be the dungeon master.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I feel like she
I second
would be
that.
good at
Standard
that.
home
She
life
could
then.
be the drink server.
Standard home life.
Standard what?
Bravo.
She's my dungeon master.
Whips and chains.
Okay, to Jack's question, best gaming experience you've ever had.
I have one. It's again my grandmother at Christmas. He's just... And Guitar Hero World Tour came out, and you had the band thing. I got it for Christmas. And I have very fond memories of me playing the drums, my granddad on the guitar, and my gran singing Band on the Run by Wings.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
And it was just hilarious.
Did she fall over?
She didn't fall over that year, but she did spectacularly on Guitar Hero. She didn't know the song. That was the best bit. She was just trying to sing it. And she'd had
But
a
that
bit of
song
wine.
doesn't have a lot of words.
Isn't it just
It does.
repeating Band on the Run?
That's what I thought.
Band on the run.
For the longest time, I thought it was Man on the Run.
And
Yeah, me too.
another one of my most fond gaming memories, well, there's actually two, was going around my friends all summer to play on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 to get all the gaps.
Oh,
To
yeah.
unlock Primo Carrera.
Oh, yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
also another one was going around my friends and playing international track and field on multi-tap.
Dan, we said
Dude.
one.
I was the tits at International Track and Field. You're talking about the one for
I was
PS1?
never good at those button
You
mashing
just
games.
you just put your fingers under your t-shirt and then rub X and circle really fast.
No.
That's
I can do it. We developed a way where it's like you're having a controlled seizure with the controller.
Oh, a turbo pack.
Every event, I can world record by multiple seconds. Every event.
I love that game.
Let me give you a taste of it. I got a controller here right now. You ready?
Oh,
Sounds
that's
like
serious.
that noise you do with your mouth.
It's great action. Great action there.
That actually hurt my collarbone doing that. Holy shit!
Good.
My
Don't
co-
ever do
my no my track and field days might be over from my collarbone injury.
I thought you were meant to be stronger with your bionic shoulder.
I can't seizure the controller properly. Ah!
Eric's just dislocated his shoulder joint.
No, because like you tense up your right shoulder, you get it really stiff, and then you just put your one thumb over each button and you just shake. And you set world records.
That sounds like something I really want to do.
It sounds like something that should be in the Olympics.
So that's one of my favorite memories is playing track and field with my uncle because we developed that. The other one was after Grand Theft Auto 3 came out. Used to get a bunch of guys together. We'd have sleepovers, slumber parties.
Oh yeah, in the
I
PJ.
bet.
And we would just sit and play Grand Theft Auto, and we would give each other one car.
What? What'd you do?
Give each other one car.
I got really excited and disappointed.
There were no curling irons involved, Jess. So the rule was you had to get into a car. First, whichever car you got into, that was your car. Once that car was destroyed or you lost it, then you had to pass the controller. And we would just do this for hours. I was shit. I mean, Dan can attest to this with Saints Row. I was shit at cars.
Oh, yeah.
You
just don't care.
They would be destroyed in seconds. So I was constantly passing the controller. And it just kind of became a hilarious thing. It's like, how long is it going to take to destroy this car? The other parts were getting friends together to play LAN parties of Halo 2. My buddy would call me up. He's like, hey, parents are out of town. Bring your TV, bring your Xbox, bring your router. And we would just have cables strung throughout his house. And listening to people yell and scream at each other throughout the house playing Halo is just one of my fondest memories of gaming in high school. Because there were a few of us that were way better than other people. So they would try to find ways to split us up so that, first of all, we couldn't be on the same team. But just yelling and screaming and cussing at each other throughout the house it was a good time. Like those are some of the most fond memories.
Nice.
I just had Streets of Rage back in the day and stuff like that as well, playing that with my friends.
Yeah, Streets of Rage would be one of mine, like playing that with my dad. And another experience was I played this online game called 1 vs 100 on the Xbox 360.
Oh yeah,
it was like a quiz game, and I was once selected as the one. And my heart was beating so fast because I was like, "It's fucking live! I'm answering questions and shit." And I think I won like 800 Microsoft points or something. But yeah, it was pretty intense. Then
done, Tom.
Another was when I was in Slovenia and I entered a FIFA tournament and I got as far as the semi-final, and then we wanted to go out and drink, so I just gave the controller to someone else. And then that guy went on to win the whole thing, and then he found me later on in the night and gave me half a bottle of champagne.
I think my favorite gaming memory of yours that you shared is when you came into that Tekken tournament and just rocked the tits off people.
That was literally on my list as my last memory of a really great game experience, when I just turned up at a house party and some guy was an expert at Tekken, and I just came in and beat him and then left. That was pretty good.
Mic drop.
But we also had those LAN parties as well, where we'd take our PCs around somebody's house and then cables everywhere, and we just do it for the whole weekend. We were just filthy teenagers, just eating pot noodles and playing
games. It's amazing
games.
how times have changed, because that just doesn't happen anymore.
No, I know.
We have LAN parties on campus. Like, they usually have pretty huge ones.
Yeah, but they're doing that to be retro, aren't they? It's not because they want to.
It's not because they have to. That's the thing.
It's not because they have to. It's because they want to.
Yeah.
They heard it was cool back in the day, and then they're trying it.
It was awesome. We played Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Battlefield. And because this is like just before broadband was mainstream, we'd share all of our music and movies and stuff as well. So you'd leave the LAN party with a ton of new games and media, basically. That was really cool.
That's piracy, Tom.
No.
Sharing.
We've come full circle.
Far sharing was... You know what far sharing was like in 1999.
Kazaa, LimeWire.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Kazaa!
Yeah,
Are you getting a virus? Are you getting a song? Are you getting pornography?
All of the above!
It was the ultimate roulette. Oh man. Yeah, I'll never forget accidentally getting a porno.
Accidentally, yeah.
I don't believe accidentally.
It really was, but it was still quite funny. I kept the file, obviously.
Well, duh.
Because
educational purposes.
It took like a week to download. I wasn't going to delete it.
Jess, what about you?
That was my internet until about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
One summer, my sister and I were obsessed with Perfect Dark and would literally play it all of the time. All of the time.
The N64 or the 361?
N64.
Okay,
and
good.
When you hit like the screen, it says ready and waiting. And so we would have competitions to see who could be like ready first. And I don't know, still to this day, it'll be like ready and waiting, ready and waiting.
Oh, man.
Which is fun. But we also, like board game wise, my parents took me to PEI in grade 9, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard of PEI, but it's our smallest province that has literally nothing on it except for friggin' lobsters and potatoes.
Isn't
That
that
is PEI.
Prince Edward Island?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
know
hated
folks
it.
that.
Fantastic place.
It's so pretty. Like as a grown up, you'd be like, "Oh, this is so relaxing." As a
Yeah.
teenager, I was like, "Ugh, kill me." But we had a Monopoly game that we started there, and it lasted for 5 years because we would play it for a little bit, and then we would pack it up, like write down where everyone was, put it away, and then take it out in another like few months, play it for a little bit, put it away. But it lasted for 5 years.
That's a lot of information to write down.
I know. And that was before like you could just take a picture of the board with your phone.
Why didn't you take a picture with a camera?
Because then you'd have to get it developed.
Which
Something
is
like that.
still
Well, tough.
less time than it would take to write it all down.
Well, easy there, money bags.
I suppose it's in terms of board games as well. It's not really a board game; it's more of a card game. I was obsessed with collecting Pokemon cards back in the day,
Yeah.
and we didn't know how it worked at first, and then we finally figured out the rules, and we all made our decks one. And then we have 6 weeks off during the summer holidays at school, and we played Pokemon cards for like that entire 6 weeks. We had a championship going on and everything, where we would, and I actually won the championship, and I held it for about 4 weeks before somebody figured out the way to beat my deck. And it was so good. It's just such a fond memory I have of that.
I'm so mad. Like, I have no idea where my binder went of Pokemon cards. Like, I wish I still had it.
I still have I have a base set too, shiny Charizard, which I think's worth a fortune.
Nice. I've still got my shiny Charizard, just from the original deck.
When I got Charizard for the first time, I was shaking with excitement because the
Yeah.
hype was so real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I got that pack of cards. I was convinced in my head that I was going to get it, and I did get it, and it blew my mind.
Yeah.
And I went straight round my friends as soon as I got home from the shops and went, "Look what I've got!" And everybody was like, "Give me it!" And I was like, "No."
See, I
Yeah.
was really excited for Ponyta because
Okay.
she was my favorite. She wasn't really good,
She was very common though.
but she was my favorite.
Can't take that away from you.
No. And D&D, hilarious because that's kind of up. We were playing what was it called? It was like a tabletop role-playing game, but I can't remember what it was called. But it was really fun. It was like a steampunky one. And we wanted to buy property and have a clubhouse, but our DM wasn't letting us because you're not allowed to do that. And we also convinced him that we could turn my horse into a unicorn by getting a narwhal horn and like attaching it to my horse so she could be a unicorn. But we ended up buying a vineyard so we could hire people so they could make us money on the side, and then we could buy a clubhouse.
Huh.
Super lame, but it was really fun.
Well, it was a good experience. One of the best gaming experiences you ever had.
A good question. Lots of answers for that one.
Yeah.
Could think of probably, if we really thought about it, I imagine we could talk about it for hours.
Oh, yeah. But
I mean-
unfortunately, we do have to put a stop to it somewhere.
We do.
Next week on Factory Sealed, Dan's gone.
I am forever.
The following
Hey!
week, Dan's
Take care,
gone.
Dan. Take care, Dan.
Dan is making his slow departure
I'm
that he doesn't know
here
about.
for life now, guys. Sorry.
Lifer.
It's a cathartic release.
It is. It's fun.
Until you get married and have kids and Crystal says, no more show.
Then just get divorced like me.
Yeah.
And get a dog who shits on the floor.
I know.
And I
Next
change
week,
my name to Rug Muncher.
Yeah.
Next week, Jess and Tom and I will be playing Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance. Delicious.
Chums of Mineral Town.
Chums. Chaps.
Acquaintances.
Partners. Pals.
Mates.
Mate. I like chums. Chums is the best. That's what we're going to be playing. The week after that, I think we're going to be doing some Wario Land. We're kind of on a little bit of a mobile game kick right now.
Yeah,
Mobile.
It's not mobile, Dan.
It's mobile.
It's not mobile.
It's
we
mobile.
had some handheld love.
Handheld love.
Ah, yes.
Well, you have to use
Only
your
if there's a
hand
curling
for
and
that to count,
iron
Jess.
involved, I'm afraid.
And then, after that, the 28th of this month, it will be our first episode of our Dark Cloud 2 playthrough for me and Dan.
Oh, I'll listen to that on holiday.
Yeah.
You're kicking us out.
Well, you guys said you were going to be here that day. God almighty. And then coming down the pipeline, we are planning to do a full Vice City playthrough.
Yes.
Get our 80s on.
Looking forward to that so much.
Leg warmers.
Push it to the limit.
I was going to say, like, I feel like you have to wear a white suit.
Snort a ton of crack
I'm
off
going to
a
wear
dead
Tommy
hooker.
Vercetti's classic
With, like-
blue palm tree shirt.
Yeah. Some nice shades.
And I'm going to enter the podcast to Billie Jean, just as you do at the start of Vice City.
So we need webcams for that show, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
God, I
deal.
love Vice City.
That's all coming up. Daniel,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Not this again, gentlemen.
Thomas, we do apologize.
It's a good story we have. Dan, where can we find you on the old Twitter twatter?
On the old Twitter, you can find me at Frosted Sloth.
Yamas,
Hello.
hi, where can we find you?
I'm at Hyperjelly.
Jess,
Yes.
hi.
Hello.
What even is that voice? You sound like a constipated English grandma.
So it really wasn't your dog that was pooping on the floor?
No, it wasn't.
Now that you live alone, all common decency has gone out the window?
Well, last time I pooped in a toilet, apparently I flushed my keys down it, so...
So you were shitting.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
She just admitted to it.
Girls don't shit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It
Fluff.
just evaporates.
No, but, like, it was... Because I didn't poop, there was a half a second where I was like, shit, I can just throw my hand in there. And then I was like, oh my god, public toilet.
You can wash your hands.
Yeah.
See, if you were like Eric in a Target, you could have just went and bought some rubber gloves and went back in.
Yeah. But back to my initial question, Jess, where can we find you on Twitter?
I'm a Jess.
You can find me at Honest Pizza or the show at factory_sealed, facebook.com/factory sealed, or at factory-sealed.com. If you would like to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/factory sealed, we have a couple requests. First of all, help us make this D&D thing happen. If you're super big into the D&D world and know of a way we could make this happen, because I know there are people that do Skype D&D games. It just it has to be a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Okay. Help us plan this because I think that would be hilarious.
And you can get like online dice rollers as well. Because I don't know, then you don't have to go out and buy dice, and then we can't cheat.
We would make that a webcam show. Absolutely. Second of all, we are in the market for some new artwork.
Oh.
We want a new iTunes image. We need a new logo. And we want it to be done in an old Nintendo Power style artwork. If that makes sense.
It doesn't.
It does.
We're hoping that somebody out there is a good artist and a great listener and would be willing to do something for us. We do have cash dollars to pay.
But not lots.
Yeah. So don't think that we're going to drain the coffers for you. Or we'll
Might send you something nice as well.
Yeah, Dan will send you some money because he can't make anything.
Correct.
Eric will send you a curling iron.
No, you'll send.
Will it be a used one?
That's why I can't send it.
You could
Some
buy
people
a
would
new
probably
one.
like that.
Yeah. So gross. Oh God.
I'm just cringing here.
Yeah, I don't think any. Good job. We're done.
I hit it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Good day.
Tatty bye!
Feck off, cup.